The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the one, the only, Dion Green.
Baby, boys and girls, children of all ladies, I bring you the man who's been helping lonely MILFs find their way home since 2010, me.
You know, Dion, I think you're psychic because I actually have a question today that I want to pose to you guys and everyone in the chat. Everyone's welcome in, but it has to do with MILFs. So in a minute, we'll talk about that. But first, we're joined by the last standing Simone, Big Rig, Nick Utam.
I heard MILF. Where are they at?
Everywhere. Just look around you.
Okay. All right.
They're in your area.
We need to come up with a fucking dating service, onlymilfs.com.
Yes.
$1 billion idea. Copywritten World Class Bullshitters. Let's do it, boys. And finally, American Ramrod, Kendo Slice.
I am not a bad guy. I'm just misunderstood.
It's like me. I'm not evil. I'm just drawn that way.
Which is funny because I'm not the man. I'm not a bad guy. Wait. They call me Roman Reigns.
Punk ass is back. Ugh.
I know.
Yeah. They honey dicked everybody. They were like, oh, Roman came back. He's a badass. They finally turned him heel. And then the next night, Cole's coming himself screaming, big dog. And it's like, so what? He's still the same overpushed guy with just fancy new veneer teeth.
And his shirt sucks.
Yep. Well, I'm glad he's healthy and not, sick anymore, but, whatever. Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So, folks, tonight we have a very packed show, as always. Each week we try to bring you guys more and more entertainment, and based by the numbers, we've been doing it. So thank you guys for joining us tonight, and ladies as well. But let's start out the show like we always do and mention the stuff on Patreon. So we don't have new patrons, but we've noticed a couple people have upped their pledge to get the video tier. So if you're one of the people that have, hope you're enjoying that. We put out our Beverly Hills Cop drunk watch along, so you can hang out with us and enjoy that movie that way. And we'll have our Sunday hangover, of course, on Sunday. And we're putting out tons of content. We got vlogs, we have videos, reviews, early stuff. And we've talked about this off air. We can bring it up because it's going to happen in a few short weeks. But Schlocktoberfest is going to be coming back in some capacity this year. And it's going to be a joint Patreon, subscribe star, YouTube, everything. Because not everything can go here. And thank your favorite algorithm for that reason. But with that being said, expect a lot of stuff. Our friend Tim Riggs did send in a super chat request for a Halloween werewolf series of films. So we're going to be doing those, all kinds of stuff. So find us on social media. Tell us what you want. We have some really cool things that we've never done before in the history of the channel. And if you want to find out what those are, well, just keep your channels locked here to World Class Bullshitters, and we'll let you guys know in the following weeks. But before we start with our memes and all that fun stuff, I want to give two shout-outs and a special, one shout-out and two happy birthday wishes. So first off, our friend Obi-Wan27885 in the chat, who's here almost every stream we've done in the last, 2 or 3 years. Happy birthday to you, as well as our friend Red Monarch. So those are two of our listeners out there that are celebrating birthdays today. If you see them in the chat, wish them a happy birthday. Press 1 to show them some love and let everyone know that the Fandom Menace is a fun community. And we want to have, everyone to enjoy their special days. And now, speaking of special, I want to give a special shout out to a listener by the name of Alex L. I don't know who you are on YouTube. I don't know anything about you, but I happened to be on Facebook, and I saw some guy dressed as Luke Skywalker, and he's like, last year at Star Wars Celebration, I was like, oh, I saw you, dude. Your costume was awesome. And this guy goes, are you Jeff from World Class Bullshitters? And I said, yeah. And he, told me that he listens to the shows and the High Council and the Good Morning Pop Culture when that was a thing. So I want to give Alex a big shout out. Thanks for the support, man. It was really funny running into you online like that. And hopefully you hear this episode. Now, tonight, this fun starts now. So first off, the meme winner of the week, guys. We have been getting a lot of good ones. And I'm not just saying that to be nice. I'm not just trying to say that to build everyone up to do more. We're actually having a deliberation process because we're getting great memes across the board from different people. But one dude's also delivering a slew of great memes constantly. So this week's winner is our friend Francisco. Well, that is not a meme. Excuse me. That is the title card for tonight's show. But if you're listening, you would not know the difference. But I believe this is it right here. Nope, that's still not it. I don't know how to internet. One more time, right? This will be the fucking charm, right? Right? Bingo, this is the winner right here. So our friend Francisco.
Oh my God. There you go. Yeah.
Oh my God. That was god! By the way, if anybody wants to see that video, it's on our Patreon. Just so you know.
Yeah, you got to caught it. You should catch them live when we go do our conventions. Tune in, find out what we're doing, and join us. It's a lot of fun. Hell, come meet us. That's even better.
That's so good.
So, thank you, Francisco. You won. Anytime Dion's in a turkey suit and a meme, kind of partial, but you know what? Your bullshit Ginyu Force, the one you called us the bullshitters force, was really great as well. Our buddy Miss Ninja Julian sent in some good ones as well. So, guys, keep them coming. It's not, we want the two victors to be dethroned. We would like to see more crazy ones. So, keep them coming.
Oh god, that was a wonderful day. Dion was such a good sport with that, and even got hugged by Billy Zane.
Billy Zane and Lance Henriksen. That day was a fucking W, sir.
It was wonderful.
There were a lot of heads that day. There was a lot of head turning. The people that were the celebrity people that were there were ignoring the people right in front of them, paying them for autographs to look at us and watch us go walking by. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Lance Henriksen points at you and just starts laughing, and then comes over and gives you a hug. I was like, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
That was. Oh my god, that was the way
you didn't want to wear it.
I know. Don't get me wrong. If it's not Lance Henriksen and fucking Billy Zane, I'm probably like, God damn it. But even I can be bribed, boys. Even I can be bribed.
Believe me, I know.
Dion's got a price, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's
not real high either.
No.
about 250.
So, Dion, you brought up MILFs in your opening, which is really funny because I just had a thought today when I was getting prepared for the show. I was thinking to myself, who's a bigger MILF, Monica Bellucci or Selma Hayek?
Oh my god. I'll start by saying that's the way I want to die. But oh man. Fuck. I think I gotta go with Monica because of the accent. That accent. But fucking shit.
I gotta go Selma. I gotta go Selma.
That's a good one. I ain't mad at you at all, sir.
Yeah, I was gonna say 13-year-old me would come through the ether and punch me in the face if I did not pick Selma Hayek. I mean, seeing her and From Dusk Till Dawn is when I crossed that line from childhood into manhood.
Also Desperado. That was a.
Oh yeah, I saw the other one first.
One of the greatest scenes ever. Antonio Banderas, you son of a bitch.
Dion, thank you.
That was for you. You get it.
Now, I will even up the score and say Monica Bellucci myself, but to me, this is you can't lose. So
no, you can't. You can't.
We all win with that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So, folks, if you ever have any either ors, MILFs, whatever, send them. It's a fun way to spend a couple minutes.
Oh man.
Now, guys, it is time to start some of the real stuff in the show tonight. So, folks, as you can see in the title sequence right now, or the title card is about Call of Duty and China and stuff, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But the way we want to structure the show tonight, for those who are watching, is we want to throw out a few of the fun topics, including the Bill and Ted review, earlier on because they're going to be shorter. Because the Call of Duty China censorship issue is going to go deep, kind of like when we talked about the 300. Remember that article that came out about the movie 300 and all that dumb shit?
Yeah.
And the ladies oh, it's this, it's that. It's like, chick, you never even watched the damn film, so shut the fuck up. But we'll get into that towards the end of the show. As you guys know, those topics tend to run super duper long, and that's fine. We're here, but we want to cover everything else so we kind of don't miss everything. So now, normally, guys, I ask you a question each week. And I'm like, hey, would you do this? And we'll play a word game or something else like that. I want the audience to really get super involved right now. Folks, pay attention to your screens. Guys, this is a hard question. This is like picking, your brother, picking between your brothers, your favorite whatever, your favorite food, your favorite shows. On the screen, you can only pick 3 franchises that are right here. No explanations. And go. So now you guys need a second to look through these. I'm going to give mine. Obviously, it's Back to the Future. It's Star Wars. And I had my third one lined up, and I can't remember. Die Hard. So those are my 3. Those are my top 3 films of all time that happen to be on this list. Folks in the chat, let us know. And you know what? If you feel inclined, you can give us an explanation. I love to hear everyone's takes on pop culture. So, Nick, let's start with you, man. What's on screen? What do you like? You can pick your 3.
Okay, definitely Back to the Future. I really, really love that. That's got to happen. Man, this is really rough. See, no explanations. Pick 3. Okay, yeah. I love how randomly Mean Girls is in there for no reason.
I was gonna say a film like Memento or Old Boy just seems kind of like weird because these are a lot of franchise things.
Yeah. And I mean, you have like Wedding Crashers and Clockwork Orange there as well, so it's a little odd, but yeah, when somebody made the list, we'll go by the rules. It's okay.
Mhm.
Back to the Future. Jeez. I gotta go. I gotta go with the Thing as well, just because it's an amazing movie. You can always rewatch it and find little nuances here and there, in the background and stuff. That's always good to rediscover. And
There's
then
no explanations. He proceeds to explain.
Well, I'm trying to justify my choices. All right, fine. No explanation. The Hangover. There you go. Okay. You happy, Kendo? Are you fucking happy now? Huh?
Yeah, I am.
So, Kendo, why don't you go since you're the happiest one in the room?
I'm gonna give me one Back to the Future, one Monty Python's Holy Grail, and one Tombstone to go.
Perfect. Your total's 325. Thanks for watching, Dion.
I think he wants a Diet Coke with that.
He eats all those calories. It's like, you know what? I've had 12 McDoubles and a fucking Baconator. But you know what? Just a Diet Coke, please. I'm watching my weight.
That's right. I'm off the sugar.
Cut.
Funnily enough, I am currently, and I feel really weird. So
I don't know. This is the type of shit that gives me anxiety up in this motherfucker. But I think I gotta go with.
Speak up a little, dude.
So speak up. I'm fucking having a fucking internal issue with this goddamn list over here. Shit. I'm gonna go with RoboCop because reasons that we all understand and love. RoboCop, Star Wars, and Jaws.
All right, excellent choice. I'm surprised with the Jaws one, honestly.
That one was a toss up. It was either gonna be Die Hard, The Thing, or Jaws. But I think I can't let Jaws go, baby. I just can't let Jaws go.
Perfect. He can't let go of you either until he bites through the bone.
Well, like a doll's eyes.
He's chase you to the Caribbean, to kill you.
You know what? It sounds stupid, but it'll buy you a house. So let's.
Yeah, I mean, the third one is where they literally jump the shark, but you know what? It's fine. You had to make a fourth one. It's okay. I understand. Money's money.
Starring Dennis fucking Quaid.
Yeah, but don't forget Lou Gossett Jr. and Junior Walker Jr., Sammy Davis Jr.
It was also what's her name from Back to the Future's in it as well?
Leah Thompson?
Yeah, she's in it. Yeah, she's the girl.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, that's who it is. Yeah, and I mean, it was supposed to be in 3D, which it was supposed to be in 3D, but I've never seen it in 3D.
In old movies, you can always tell which parts were specifically supposed to be in 3D.
Oh, yeah.
And Jaws 3 is 100%. You can see every goddamn part that was supposed to be when that fucking is coming out of the goddamn distance and slowly hits the glass and oh my god, that shit was so ridiculous. Fucking Jason 3D, fucking Jaws.
One day, what we should
do?
do? One Saturday drunk stream. Let's just do all the Jaws movies.
Oh, for sure.
Like all four of them.
Oh my god.
We'll enjoy one really, really, really highly, and then the rest will be like,
It's a masterpiece in a series of bad decisions. That's what the day is going to be called.
Well, two is a little underrated, but it's Roy Schneider's freak out toward right before the climax of the movie that makes it for me. Because don't ask me to do it, because I'm not doing this shit again. I was like, there's a little bit of brother in Roy in that one. I ain't doing this shit again. Should have had a cigarette popping out of his mouth like he was yelling at his nephew.
This shit. Yeah, the ending to Jaws 2 has a pretty cool death for the shark, but
yeah.
Other than that, it's not memorable for me. I can't remember anything from it besides that.
That one's cool. Them being trapped on the boats and shit is pretty scary. That poor tuna at the beginning that gets bit in half. Poor thing.
You feel bad for a tuna fish that got bit in half, but you don't have any kind of issue eating tuna fish, biting it in half yourself, correct?
Listen, priorities, brother. Priorities. Yeah, I felt bad for it, but motherfucking tuna's delicious. You can't have them all and win them all. Shit. Plus, am I going to give up tuna?
No, it's good for the protein. Just watch the mercury.
Boom. Sear it on both sides, and you got yourself a beautiful snack.
Yeah, aki, baby, aki. Now, speaking of beautiful, have you guys ever heard of an actress named Bella Thorne?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know who she is.
Now, Dion, I know what kind of guy you are, so open your wallet. Excuse me, prepare to open your wallet because Bella Thorne breaks OnlyFans record, earning over $1 million in the first 24 hours.
Excuse me?
Now,
That's one expensive butthole.
That's an expensive. Thank you for bringing up the butthole because if you want, look at, we're all savvy on the internet. All a couple hundred watching, the thousands that will listen later and download and shit,
and the millions going to download us around the world.
The millions downloading around the world. But we all know what OnlyFans is. It's a place to go look at naked girls. So now Bella Thorne is trying to reframe that because this is what they say about her OnlyFans account. Let's see. First off, it's jumped to $2 million, so congratulations, you industrious woman. But she's using her OnlyFans to share personal content and never before seen photos and videos available only to paying customers, according to her reps. She will respond to every DM from her OnlyFans followers.
Damn.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Oh man.
But
When
the thing
you're
is,
paying $3 a nipple, you can.
well, Dion, bad news. You're not going to get any of that because the 22-year-old Thorne told fans on Tuesday also, no, I'm not doing nudity.
Income plummets.
Well, okay. I know. I follow Jessica Negri on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that. She has OnlyFans that's free that you can go look at, but every picture is just like she's almost naked, but she's also always got nipple coverings or stickers or pastes or whatever in every photo, regardless of if whatever she's wearing is sheer, whatever, always covered. She's like, yeah, and then you could pay like, she's got a little offer. She'll fucking send you for like $20 for 3 slightly more risque photos. It's like, no, no, thank you. I'm good.
I'll pass.
Listen, being a millennial means that you are at least very able and willing to not have to pay for this shit. And if you do, I'm just like, like I said, homegirls, get your paper, boo-boo. I ain't complaining, but come on, y'all. Really? You paying for almost nudity? Listen.
No.
You know what? Whatever. I'd
rather support the single moms at the strip club.
That is true. They would appreciate it a lot more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Plus, they actually take their clothes off.
Yeah. You're a paying customer. You gotta get what you want.
Of course, man.
Now, right. Nick, you made us the meme of the week thing. I need to upload it, but I think there needs to be a new little video card you make for us because every week we get a piece of news. So I'd like to call this new segment the remake of the week because every goddamn week they're remaking another movie. So we've covered this briefly before, but new news has broke about The Thing reboot in early development with Blumhouse and John Carpenter. I'm just gonna say no and leave it the rest of you guys.
Dion, can you please rant on this?
What were they gonna reboot again now?
The Thing.
That's what I was fucking thinking. Listen, motherfuckers, do not, okay? Because some things are fucking sacred. When something's already perfect, what you do is 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years down the road, you keep releasing it, you bring it back to motherfucking theaters, you count your fucking cash, and you say, thank you, old gods and new, for blessing me with this shit. You don't tempt the fucking fates by remaking it, and you damn sure don't do so when you bring in some new 20-somethings who can barely figure out where their asshole is, let alone how to portray emotion on the goddamn screen, and you sure as shit don't tempt the OGs who are in the fucking original, who gave us one of the greatest performances of all time for a specific genre, and then you damn sure don't announce it ahead of time, giving the fans one more reason not to give you fucking hard-earned money. It's ridiculous, it's stupid, and if you want one more reason and one more example to prove how you do not know how to make a movie, let alone an original fucking thought, that's when you go through and announce dumb shit like this. Because again, you don't need to. It's already good. Practical I don't want to see a CGI monster looking at their nutsack and then looking back up at the camera pretending to be fucking scary. They did it right the first time. If anything, you learn the example of trying to do something new and exciting and not, hey, how many times can I repackage this bullshit and fail consistently? Because I promise you, you will fucking fail. Jessica Biel wasn't the goddamn answer. Motherfucking whoever the fuck you pick that's 20-something years old and can barely read above a 7th grade fucking reading level isn't going to be the answer. Just stop it, give it up, and call me in the morning when you count the millions of dollars when you re-release the thing in theaters. Fucking thank you.
Nick?
Thank you for that, Dion. No, I wanted
welcome,
him to
bro.
rant because I would have like horror. My thoughts would be all over the place and it would just not make sense. So that's why I wanted Dion to do that. But yeah, Dion kind of embodied what I wanted to say.
Jesus.
Kendo, anything you would like to add? Guess not.
No, sorry, I was muted. Yeah. So, other than the fact this is a terrible idea and just continues to show completely how bankrupt Hollywood is on ideas and why they need to have new people in there to come up with better and new ideas, not remaking the same old shit repeatedly, this movie wouldn't need a reboot or a remake when they could just make a sequel set 20 or 30 years down the line. Because the way that movie ends, you could have a sequel.
Yeah.
You know, they were working on a sequel, right? I'll send you guys the link to the podcast. It talks about how it was going to be a made-for-TV movie on Sci-Fi. Now, this wasn't like some fan speculating. This was the guy who wrote the script talking about it, and how it starts with the Thing getting on an airplane going to America, and it breaks out on the plane crashes, and it spreads, and it talks about like it gives explanations to some of the kills that they had written for the film. And like one guy is at like they're gnarly too. I don't know how they could ever show them on TV, but the one's like a guy's eating and all of a sudden his like lip peels back as he's eating in a restaurant. He like bites somebody's head off and shit and starts eating people in this restaurant. It sounds insane. So that was going to be the sequel, but I know folks, this is based off the old book, Who Goes There? And then there's the Howard Hawks, The Thing from Another World film. And then there's the John Carpenter thing. But The Thing is a lot like Scarface with Al Pacino. Pop culture footprints are important. We want to talk about carbon footprints and all this other shit. We want to trade credits. You know what? I don't care right now. Pop culture footprints are important for this show. And The Thing, the fucking footprint goes down to the core of the earth, along with Scarface. These are two 80s classics that the originals have usurped the original in every single way. Does anyone out here actually know like lines of dialogue or specific scenes from The Thing from Another World outside of like what they show in the original Halloween? Probably some people do.
Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure some do.
But I mean, let's be honest. I say 90% of the people here know The Thing, and they know Kurt Russell's in it, and Dave. Or I can't even think of his fucking name. Keith David. I almost called him David Keith. Thank you. But no, like it is such an iconic film that has passed the point of like the original. That the original is no longer in the public conscience outside of the Halloween movie, where you go watch the little clips here and there, and then the Kurt Russell one is being constantly re-released on 4K discs. They make figures, video games. It's one of those films that is so popular, so well received, so well loved that the fans keep it around. There's really not like a lot of like demand, or you really can't do anything else. You perfected it the first time it came out. Just because it didn't make a bunch of money at the box office does not mean it's not good. So
yeah, exactly. And I mean, the 1988 Blob, and then the Cronenberg Fly movie are the only three remakes that I personally allow to exist. That's it.
Great. They're with the Blob. I respect the original Blob, but
100%, yeah, 100% the original.
It takes the original and turns the volume up, which is nice because with the Hays Code and the MPA wasn't really what it was. Anyway, point is, you can make an R-rated Blob and it makes money and it's awesome. Back then, it's red gel that's coming towards Steve McQueen and all the other teenagers.
True. Well, I mean, you should see the 70s sequel to that. It was even worse.
What about The Fly?
Well, I mean, like the Fly. I mean, The Fly is basically Cronenberg making a body horror movie, which are just like cool. But I mean, he did it in such a horrible mutating way of him like slowly degrading and turning into this thing. I mean, it's insane. I mean, even part 2, I think, is a little bit more visceral in that sense of the body horror that they do, because they show a lot more of the teleportation, like deconstruction of the DNA and these people becoming certain things, and like it's those movies are a lot of fun. I really do love them, but they're really gross.
Yep. Dr. Coffin-Nails, the only reason you like them equally is because you were around when the first one was released in theaters. You saw it twice. Moving on, though. I'm just giving him shit. He's like Lape,
Oh, yeah.
I love the dude.
Yeah, he's awesome.
There from the beginning. Now, I just don't like the idea of remakes. There's no originality. And you know what? At this point, I don't think there's much to say. It's going to be interesting because this is when you remake a movie that some people dislike. People are like, okay, they're on board. But like, this is one of those universal movies it is a universal film, but it's one of those universally loved films in the genre. I mean, you go to horror conventions, Nick, shit from The Thing is as prevalent as Freddy Krueger.
Oh, 100%. And it's one of those things. I remember when they did, when Platinum Dunes was doing a lot of remakes back then and making the PG-13. One they did that was correct. The only one I think that was correct was Bloody Valentine. Because the first movie was It was okay. It wasn't that good, and they amped it up and made it a little bit better. Even it didn't really need the 3D, but it was a fun little trope. But I think they improved on that movie. But that's the only one they improved on.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. I don't know. It's frustrating. Sorry, I was just thinking about something else with more remakes and how we have backdoor remakes with Star Wars. We have remakes with this. Like, it's got to end at some point. I think. Actually, no, I take that back. When we talk about Bill and Ted in a few moments, I think it's going to be even worse because with everything being at home and streaming, they're going to remake smaller movies. People cash in on curiosity, like, oh, $10 to see what they did with, I don't know, fucking United. Well, no, there's a DVD rack over by there. Jesse's fine. They made a sequel to Traffic or some random shit, or a nice dumb crap like that. Remade it.
Well, no. Netflix has done that. They made a part 2 to Inside Man. They made a part 2 to Kindergarten Cop. They've done these things before, and they exist on the platform. They are dog shit.
I mean, you ain't lying.
Yeah,
You don't say.
Dion knows.
Well, they're going to be doing a lot of Kindergarten Cop bashing. Because you see that article that came out about how Kindergarten Cop is terrible because it puts kids with cops and it shows cops in a positive light. I'm like, what is this?
You can't do that with a movie that's made back then. You can't. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't even care what your political stance is on anything going on in the world today. The movie is just not that. Like that is what
it isn't.
trying to that'd be like me saying the original Star Wars kids shouldn't watch it because it shows guerrilla tactics and people die at the hands of the rebels. They're whatever. It's like it's a fucking it's a fantasy movie. It's a sci-fi fairy tale, and everybody loves it. Let's not ruin it. That's what we're on the cusp of. Yeah, you're thinking, well, the pendulum and all this SJW crap, but like we're on the precipice of ruining everything by just taking away the fun. And as the world is crumbling and burning, we need more fun. And so when we talk about Bill and Ted in a couple of minutes, you're going to be surprised what you hear. I've been reading the pre-show comments, and everyone get prepared to throw down $25. I'm just putting it out there. That's my preview of the review.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, if you do not want remakes, don't buy them or pay for them.
Yeah,
I don't care how curious you are. I don't care what happens, who's talking about it around your water cooler at work. Don't buy them. That's how you stop them from happening.
Now, this is just for shits and gigs. We know and we love Rose Tico, correct?
Yes.
Not
Of course.
Sure, why not?
Kelly Marie Tran is fine. I have no issues with her. We always talk about Rose Tico, the character, never the actress. Just want to put the clarification out there for all the crazy white knights. But good news for Kelly Marie Tran fans, all 4 of them. Kelly Marie Tran has been cast as Raya in the Disney animated film of The Last Dragon, or excuse me, Raya in The Last Dragon. Clearly not the show enough original, which never will be topped. Love Barry Gordy's movie. This one, though. I just wanted to share this. There's really nothing to add. You guys have any comments?
Okay, so wait. So she's been cast in a Disney movie, in an animated Disney movie.
Yep.
Okay, so it could be anybody, but she's going to voice the character. Awesome.
I'm already seeing articles about how it's so groundbreaking and stunning and brave that the first Southeast Asian actress is leading a Disney film. It's like, you know what? We have real issues to worry about. Take your fucking virtue signaling and shove it up your ass, all up in your ass, and just take a leap off a bridge. Nobody cares. Fuck off.
100%. Because I don't care.
At least in this movie, she may not be dressed in a potato sack and have a stupid haircut. So
True.
she could have that going for her.
It's just like, I guess she's really likable and she is very attractive, and yes, there are definitely, empathetic people somewhat feel bad for the position that Disney put her in. Rightfully so. But again, you're not saving the world or going to magically find all these fans by just randomly throwing her in shit. It's just not going to work. Stop doing it. She is not this, she's at this point the Nathan Jones of fucking Hollywood right now. Like, she's just not. Yeah, she's kind of good, but nothing to get excited about. Maybe she'll have that breakout role down the road because Star Wars wasn't it, son. So just fucking stop it. You're not undoing some injustice. And again, she it's not like she has all these fans either. The 13-year-olds and the 24-year-olds who don't have a real grasp on the adult part of the world aren't going to flock to see this movie because she's in it. She's not that guy. I'm sorry. She's just not that guy.
no
No
matter
pun
what
intended,
they
by the way.
try to- no matter what they try to tell us, it's just not going to work. I mean, seriously, hands down, it's going to be. Look, this movie's going to do what it does on the fact that it's a Disney property, that it'll appeal to kids, that it'll probably be on Disney Plus for $88. But with all due respect to Kelly Marie Tran, she's not selling this film. This is just a piece of news, and then it's going to get embroiled politically into the Star Wars sphere, and we're going to hear all about how we bullied her out of Star Wars. So Disney, out of the goodness of their heart, wants to give her another chance because she's so.
Oh God!
Like, I personally have no issue with her. She's not a bad person or whatever. Just Tico's a shitty character, and Disney and Star Wars agree because they cut her out of the movie essentially. The next
Yeah, and I mean, putting her being an Asian person into the Asian animated film doesn't mean fuck all. It really doesn't. I mean, you could have anybody do that character's voice, and it really wouldn't matter. You're just following the current narrative of just like.
No. In 2020, it has to be an Asian person. If we've learned nothing from all the voice actors coming out and throwing virtue signal bitch fits, it has to be an Asian person if it's an Asian movie, Nick.
You're right, Kendo. What was I thinking?
Now,
stop it.
Don't think, they just consume, buy, they live stuff. You know what film can't get remade today is They Live, because no one has the balls to tell the story like Carpenter did.
Listen, that movie needs to be shown at least once a month in every theater in the US. I swear to God.
I feel like it should be required viewing for people in 2020.
We need to get the WCBS Roadhouse like thing going where we just have a giant drive-in in a parking lot with it showing, and we get to talk about it for ever.
I'm down 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing we talked about identity and how important identity is. Now, have you guys ever seen a great film like North by Northwest, or a story of or The Man Who Knew Too Little, or The Man Who Knew Too Much, a story about mistaken identity, correct?
Oh
yeah, those are great movies.
Yeah.
Now, I have two cases of mistaken identities. Guys, look at the screen for this. Now, Dion, you're a man of the world. We're all men of the world. We all traveled. We've been places. We're all cultured. We all like, the Olympics and these big events worldwide. You guys remember Usain Bolt?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you a picture because apparently Usain Bolt has the COVID, and it's terrible news. But this is what I saw on Facebook. What's wrong with that?
That's not Usain Bolt.
No, Kendall. Could you tell me who that is?
Really?
That looks like Kevin Hart.
Yeah, that's Kevin Hart's about 2 feet too short for that.
Yeah.
They can barely outrun being short, let alone another human being.
Yeah, I don't see him doing the 100 in 5 seconds or whatever it was that Bolt was doing it in.
I just wanted to share this because it made me chuckle. Now, Dion, I need you to get really close to your camera and your microphone because I'm going to show you something next. Now, I asked you once off air if you could give us some updates, on Kanye West's craziness, his descent into madness. And I had found something to set this up for you. So everyone, look at the screen closely. In 3, 2, 1. What is wrong with this image right here? Just take a look. Give it a second. I won't sing the Jeopardy theme because I don't want to get a copyright strike. But can you guys see this, or do you need me to send you the image?
No, I see it.
Okay, now, Dion, do me a favor. Look at the top row in the middle. Do you know who that is?
Wait, is that fucking...
That's a no. That furrowed brow means Dion does not know who that is. So, folks, let me tell you what this is real quick, because your guys are going to get a kick out of it. So, Kanye West is running for president. He wants to promote this whole 2020 vision of unity and all this stuff. And so he's got pictures of people from all over the globe. That's what matters when you're running for the president of the United States, correct? You want to show children from foreign countries and random people that you'll never govern as president. But anyway, long story short, if you pay close attention to the very top row, in the middle is a picture of Kirsten Dunst.
Yep.
That's what I said. I was like, is that Kirsten Dunst?
And this gets better. The only reason I brought this up is because I was on Facebook and I saw this picture, and Kirsten Dunst responded to this on Twitter. She goes, I don't know what this is, but why am I a part of it? So Kanye West's presidential campaign includes Kirsten Dunst, and she didn't even know about
it. You know what? He must have paid Getty Images for that picture. That's why.
Oh, that Kanye. Yeah, Bobby.
That's our Yeezy.
That motherfucker is just—he's lost it. He's fucking lost it.
Speak up slightly, Dion. You're a little low, buddy.
I'm a little low. Y'all don't hear me. The motherfucker done lost it. Okay, that's what
I
I'm
wouldn't
saying.
say he's
Shit.
done lost it as in like current times. I'm pretty sure Yeezy's been slightly off the rails for a while at this point.
Didn't he make a business proposal or wanted like flying cars and like things like that or something?
Yeah, that's what he was when he was in the Oval Office, he's put on Twitter, and Trump just goes, "Really cool, Kanye," like a dad that's just trying to get his kid to shut the fuck up.
I think like 3 years ago we tried to start Twitter beef with him and it never took off.
Yeah, it never will. Now, before we go into the Bill and Ted review and the Chinese Call of Duty stuff, which is the big stuff of the night, and fandom, we're going to talk about DC fandom because for some of you that did watch our video on Monday, you haven't heard Dion's take, and there's a little more news that's come out, so that'll be a fun way to close out our show. But before we get into anything else, I'd like to thank everyone who's joined us tonight. We have a lot of people watching, but we have a lot less thumbs up than we do viewers, so do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, and let's read some super chats to everyone that loves to keep the channel going. So first off, Dean Domino, thank you 3 times. He sends in 3. We're going to read them right now. First off, Dean Domino says, last week you mentioned Pirate Iron Man. Well, in One Piece, a character makes a mech suit and calls it the Invincible Iron Pirate. Oda loves references. Dean Domino, I do have a good chunk of One Piece, so when I run into that, I'll let you know. And if you could tell me during the stream at some point, if you know what volume it's in, I think friend Bweezy Bird sent volumes 1 through 20 or something like that. So if it's in one of those chapters, I'd love to check it out. Also, Dean Domino says, also, Kendo, Big Iron became a meme because of Fallout New Vegas. Players often wander for a long time and use in-game radio, which loops like 5 or 6 songs. Okay, Kendo.
Good story, thanks.
Now, Dion,
what's that? I was getting a refill.
Oh, this was from Dean Domino to you. It says, Kendo, Big Iron became a meme because of Fallout New Vegas. Players often wander for a long time and use in-game radio, which loops like 5 or 6 songs. And then he goes to say that the game takes place in Nevada, in the Nevada desert, and it's the end of the frontier kind of story making. It's more like a Western, probably contributed to it.
I might have to check that out. I never played Fallout New Vegas. I played 3 a lot and just kind of got bored with it, but I never did New Vegas. I have been watching a lot of Starz Western channel though lately. I found that on my DVD play, or not my DVD, my DirecTV, and watched a lot of westerns lately. It's been a lot of fun. Enjoy it.
Deadeye, thank you very much. He says, welcome to World Class Bullshit, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks. And what do the numbers mean?
Did the show start over?
I think it did start over. Dion Green. Anyway, we should do an episode where we act like we're just having like technical difficulties, like we're all robots, just to see if anybody sticks with us. That'd be funny.
Well, we did it the one episode I think a couple years ago where we were supposed to be a certain year, and that seemed to really divide people.
Yeah, we pretend it was like I think 10 years ago or something like that. So we were reading news from like 10 or 12 years ago, and like the comments were like going ballistic. We're like, what the fuck are they talking about? This happened like 12 years ago.
Yeah,
it's like yeah, we know, but we were like just totally no selling everybody's outrage. It was hilarious. It was an instant classic.
It was up there with Steve Harvey and well, we don't talk about my personal favorite one on air, Kendo, but you know what it is.
I was gonna say the Steve Harvey one was not an instant classic. No,
everyone tells us it is. It's terrible.
I fucking love that episode. I don't give a shit.
Oh, I think I got on the way back from New Orleans. Yeah, Kendo.
I was gonna say, yeah, I know which one your favorite episode.
Now, Space Monkey 0899 says, why did Japanese beat Western media? In Resident Evil 0, the makers increased the bust size of the main villains while Westerners make women flat. For example, the new Battletoads. First off, Space Monkey, thank you for both of those. I appreciate them. Yeah, I've noticed that too. It was interesting. I'm not on the Matriarchy and I'm not on Toxic Femme. You can check those out over on Jesse's Mindless Entertainment channel with Anna, that Star Wars girl, or you can find that over on Midnight's Edge. But I did notice that the ladies both times had talked about this increase in like, basically we'll call it the attack on tits, where in America, everyone wants to shrink them down, and they're talking about how eventually clothes sizes won't be reflective. It was a very interesting conversation to hear them talk about that. And in our media, it definitely reflects it. I mean, did you guys ever seen, you've all watched TV. You know those AT&T commercials?
Oh, yeah.
Did you know what AT&T actually stands for?
I learned today.
Ass, titties, and titties.
Ass, titties, and thighs, according to this meme, because apparently first off, the AT&T girl, holy shit.
Oh,
dude,
yeah,
I've
yeah,
been-
yeah. That yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ever since she first started like 6-7 years ago doing AT&T. I'm like, damn, that woman is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. But you got, apparently these epitomized body types of women are now looked down upon by these crazy people online. But the ones that want, to shit on these ladies that look amazing, all want Chris Hemsworth or Jason Momoa to be, topless in all these movies. And as a guy, I don't give a shit. I went and saw Aquaman because I wanted to see Aquaman. I didn't care what he looked. I don't care who he looks like. If the actor does a good job, cool. And I think the reason why guys like Chris Hemsworth, Jason Momoa, and The Rock all have a cross appeal between men and women is because those three dudes all seem like guys you want to go hang out and have a beer with, and the ladies like them. There's a nice balance there, and the double standard is bullshit.
Well, I was gonna say, I've seen a lot of stuff where people have like criticized women and their body types, like the really attractive women, the curvy ones, not the curvy that you find on dating websites where they call themselves curvy, and the only curve there is the one that goes all the way around, like the earth. But yeah, there's a common denominator there when you find women that are just slaying other women for what the female body type, and it's not what real women are. And those women are called fat, Jeff.
Well, I've actually made I don't know anything about this lady. I know she's been getting stuff on social media. I see a couple people in the chat. I have no interest in it at all. By the way, Greg Kirby, you might want to hold on to talk about Bill and Ted because you're kind of wrong there, man, about a lot of stuff, especially Rufus's daughter, unless you're just joking. But with that being said, though, I just saw this, and I've decided, like, guys, moving forward with all of our artistic endeavors, we're going to go and increase the size. We're going to be like Japanese content, just have bigger boobs. So there you go. World Class Bullshitters 2020, bigger boobs.
Sacrifices have to be made.
Yeah. Sacrifices have to be made.
That's right.
So let's see what else we got coming in. Our friend TLJ Screwjob, thank you for joining us all the time. He says, a la Cool Runnings, the WCBS bobsled team has finally been sponsored by a man that draws frogs and eats pies. Which position would you guys take? So Ethan is our sponsor. I guess, would I want to be in one of the fronts since I'm the largest and I'm going to be, helping that? Or should I push?
I think me and Jeff are gonna push, and Dion and Kendra are gonna be in there first.
I'm down with that. Dion, just be glad. Dion, be glad bobsledding doesn't involve kip-ups because you might be screwed.
I was close. Damn it.
That's why we're best friends.
So wait. So okay, so you guys are gonna push then. So Dion, are you gonna be the steering guy, or are you gonna be the brake man?
I feel like I'd feel a lot better being the steering guy, possibly.
Okay, that's fine. That's a 3-person crumple zone I got ahead of me when we hit the wall. So I'm good.
3-person crumple zone.
There's a lot of people in front of me that take that impact, so I should walk away unscathed.
Oh man.
I love that. Somebody Photoshop us as a bobsled team.
Yes.
Oh my God! Please do that.
Our friend Red Monarch. That sounds like a human's name. Red Monarch says, "Hail WCBS! Cheers, fellas! Red Monarch, happy birthday, brother! Hope you enjoy your day." Our friend Scottskio2 says, "Dion, okay, Dion, I'm reading your voice." He says, "Hey, Dark Fate is a blank. Sorry, hey, Dark Fate is a something. Ding, Jeff. What did he say? Nick." He said that you watched Dark Fate 1,000 times. Dion, no, god dang it, god blab it. I said Dark Fate is a ding. So basically, you've been censored by Scottskio2.
Oh, no, dude, that's from Blazing Saddles.
Oh, okay.
When Cleavon Little's coming over the hill and they're all excited for the sheriff, and Gabby Johnson's up on the thing, and he's like, the sheriff is, and it dings it because he's saying a different word than what, it's a bad word you're not supposed to say in 2020. And they're like, what did he say? And the guy on the podium goes, he said the sheriff is near. And then he's like, no, gosh, dang, I said the sheriff is a bing. So that's what that's from. It's a great movie. Folks, go watch Blazing Saddles.
And don't worry about
before it's ruined.
It already has been disclaimed, so.
God damn it.
Okay, so we also have our friend Cesario Japan who says, I'll start the next Dion costume fun for Horror Hound or whatever con with this super chat. Maybe a My Little Pony onesie? Well, Cesario Japan.
An inflatable horse.
Look it, folks. Cesario Japan put in $20 and he's voting for maybe a little My Little Pony or some sort of horse. So if you guys want to make this happen, we've done this before. The turkey costume was a response to Good Morning Pop Culture. You guys said you wanted Dion in a turkey suit. One of our listeners from the UK, who also sent us a Batman the Animated Series box set, wanted it to happen. So he sponsored it, and Dion wore that turkey suit, and we streamed it. So if you guys want that shit, That is one thing we always do. You want Dion to dress up? Hey, Drunk 3PO gets his onesies. Dion gets his inflatable costumes. It's perfectly fine. So, perfect.
We'll dress him up like anything you like in an inflatable costume. If it's inflatable and we can get a hold of one for a convention, we'll put Dion in it. He has no choice.
I'm going to read a few more of these, and we're going to get into our Bill and Ted review for those who are anxiously waiting. First off, Diego Flores says, Jeff, I hate you so much. It's like making me choose between my children. Well, you got to get, you know what? Sometimes in life you have the hard decisions, Diego. I get it. I respect you, man. Sometimes you're just going to have those hard ones. So our friend Space Monkey 0899 chimes in and says Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and Indiana Jones. I'm going to read a couple of people that did give the recommendations. Our friend, let's see who else did it. Mr. Wolverine 007 says Star Trek, Superman, and Spider-Man. Thank you very much, Mr. Wolverine 007. Let's see. Mark C says Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Lord of the Rings. I think Jesse would love that arrangement right there, Mark C. And then let's see. Miguel Omo, thank you very much. He says Lord of the Rings, Indiana Jones, and the Predator. All excellent choices.
Predator?
Well, I think he just means Predator, like, you know,
okay.
The first one.
Right.
Look, Miguel almost got great taste because he listens to this show. So I'm going to make sure that he just means Predator.
Hope so.
And then our friend Bobby James says, breaking the rules, Die Hard on up. Hard choices. They are hard choices. And you know what? You guys can always bend the rules. We want to have some fun. So Fat Steven Seagal beat up Alex Kurtzman says, congrats on your glitter briefs and Dark Fate Viagra.
Nice.
You're just a good dude, and we appreciate the support, and we'll keep on keeping on.
Dark Fate Viagra. What is that?
Yeah, I don't know how that works out.
I'm guessing they're like little silver pills.
Hmm.
Oh, sure.
So, guys, it's now time to talk about the movie that I've seen. I have not been able to talk about this for a while because I was sworn to secrecy, aka the rules of how things work. With that being said, though, full transparency, I was not paid for this review. I was not given anything for this review. I was not contacted or had any kind of influence upon my opinion of this film. What I'm about to say about Bill and Ted Face the Music is strictly my own views, not influenced by a single individual. So I just want to put that out there because I have a lot of good things to say about this film. And you know what? I don't want anyone to think there's anything wonky behind the scenes. This is straight up. I got a chance to watch it, and it's the only thing I got out of the experience. I didn't get to go anywhere. I wasn't whining. I wasn't dying. I sat in my living room and watched the thing and had a fantastic time. Shit, that rhymed. Anyway, well, with that being said, though, Bill and Ted Face the Music is about to come out at midnight tonight. Comes out tomorrow around the world, subsequent days. I will just put this out there early. This is the best movie I've seen from 2020. Yeah, I've only seen a handful. This movie was really goddamn good. This is the kind of film that everyone out there in the world has been waiting for. Now, full transparency again, on the scale of 1 to 10 of woke, if you're going to read deep into this movie, you could maybe get a 2 at the most. This movie is not woke whatsoever. Everyone that's worried about the daughters are awesome, and they don't usurp their dads. Now, the thing everyone was upset about with The Force Awakens or any of these other classics that bring back our iconic favorite characters is they're constantly shit on. In Bill and Ted Face the Music, Bill and Ted are not shit on by their daughters. They love their daughters. The daughters go on their own adventure. The wives, they still love them. They don't think anything less of them. Bill and Ted are treated with the respect that Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Indiana Jones, all these iconic characters are not treated with anymore when a new company takes over. This is a film that was created by people that love it. Keanu Reeves, Alex Winter, those guys definitely still got it too. I know some reviewers are going, oh, it's so weird to watch this shit. But if you watch it with, this is an evolution of 1991's Bill and Ted, then you're going to love it. It has 3 separate stories kind of in one. First off, you have the Bill and Ted coming off of the Wild Stallion success decades earlier, kind of trying to face the music and figure out what they want to do with their life. They're still trying to write the song to unite the world and everything. And so their story is to travel through time and to try to go to the future, get their song from themselves. And this is all in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling it for anyone. And they basically want to go in and get the song and save the universe because there's only 70 minutes until everything collapses in on itself. So they're off doing that. Then you have the daughters who are off on their own thing because Rufus's daughter, played by Kristen Shaw, who's okay. She might be the weakest part of the film, and that's saying a lot when she's really not even that terrible in the movie. She's just okay. With that being said, though, she comes to Bill and Ted's daughters, and they go off and try to unite musicians to help write Bill and Ted's song. So they'll go back in time and they'll get Jimi Hendrix. They get Louis Armstrong. They go get, instead of Dave Beethoven, this time they get Mozart. They get this ancient Chinese flautist, and they get some ancient African drummer or whatever she is. I don't know who I couldn't even pick up the name. She's this lady in a fucking in like skins and beating on drums. So whatever, she's this ancient drummer. And so eventually, also in the future, you know, where Rufus would be, there's only a hologram in this film, sadly. Rufus's wife is now the supreme leader, and she doesn't think that Rufus's prophecy about Bill and Ted is real. So she sends a robot to go kill Bill and Ted because she thinks that killing Bill and Ted will fulfill the prophecy. Now, I'm not going to go into spoil every little detail or anything like that. Anyone can ask me any kind of question on the level of wokeness or any of the other bullshit that you might be worried about. But as a guy who, one, if you guys are coming to this channel all the time, you like our takes on stuff. Two, as I said earlier, I don't get anything from this besides seeing the movie a couple weeks ago, and that's about it. And there you go. I mean, Bill and Ted do not get one-upped by their daughters. It's not embarrassing. It doesn't undo anything in the first two films. There's no kind of retconning. There's no kind of issues where it's like, this doesn't make sense. No, it all makes sense within the realm of the film, and it's a really good time. And so if you're worried, just go rent the thing. Just go rent it, or for a couple bucks, buy it if you love Bill and Ted. You won't be disappointed. Is it the best movie ever made? No, but it's a really good damn time, and it's better than Sonic the Hedgehog, which prior to this was like one of the better movies I had seen this year. So now, Nick, Dion, Kendo, is there anything you guys want to know about Bill and Ted Face the Music?
How is Death in it?
Oh, amazing. In the trailer you can see they're in hell. I won't tell you how they get to hell to spoil it for you, but Death is there. And if you're a really big fan of Bill and Ted, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, you'll see little remember how they played Death in all those games? His little battleship game is above his office, and just little things like that. This robot that goes after to kill Bill and Ted is modeled kind of on Death and sounds similar. He plays the Death character. So Death is in hell, and eventually he shows up in the movie and is a big part. But like there's this robot thing after him, and that's kind of like Death. But when you get to the real Death, it's like he didn't even miss a beat. I said this on Midnight's Edge's whatchamacallit. Not a watch party, excuse me. Midnight's Edge did a roundtable discussion today. It was myself, Jesse, Tom, Mecha Random 42, and Robert Meyer Burnett. And we talked about the film for 3 hours, which is almost double the length of the film. It's only a 90-minute film. And I don't know. What else do you guys want to know?
I heard the script they're using is from 10 years ago. Is that true?
It might be. Tom's in the chat. He can give you every specific detail. I'm just going. I didn't really follow a lot of production. I've always liked Bill and Ted, but they're not. Of all the famous movie duos, Bill and Ted is not my favorite. It's going to be Wayne and Garth forever. This movie's great, but the only thing it really makes me want is Wayne's World 3. And the robot's name is Dennis Caleb McCoy, by the way. Tom, thanks for everything, dude. Let's see. What else do you guys want to know about it?
Do they run into any of the other characters from the previous movies, like Napoleon and whatnot?
They do not, but Missy and the dad and the stepbrother, and Ted's little brother, they're in the movie. Ted's dad is luckily played by the same actor because he's still alive. And anytime they bring back every actor that was a big part of the films prior, and they have the same, it's all same casting. So there's no, it's the story they worked out years ago, Tom says.
Okay, cool.
Dion, Kendo, anything else you guys want to ask about Bill and Ted Face the Music?
Does he? Okay. Does he still call her Missy, or does he? I know in the movie he keeps going Missy, Mom. Does he keep doing that, or is that gone?
It's still there.
Okay, I didn't know if that was like a slight joke or not. Yes.
Yeah, this movie. Like they try to do dark, gritty remakes or reimaginings. This is a movie like it's made 30 years ago. That's a positive thing.
Okay.
Bill and Ted has never been a big budget film. It always looked kind of whatever compared to, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure doesn't look as good as Batman 89 on screen, but I would say it's an equally good film in different ways. It's a fantastic movie. It offers a lot of different stuff. Bill and Ted Face the Music does not look like an Avengers film, but it does not look shitty by any means. It's got, there's a thing where the time starts to fold in on itself and you'll see pyramids appear in California and it all looks great. It doesn't look cheap. It doesn't look poorly produced whatsoever. And I know a lot of people were wondering about the wives. The wives are awesome, supportive. The princesses are still played by the same actresses, I believe. They don't shit on Bill and Ted. It's so the reason I'm so excited to talk about it is because it's refreshing to see old characters dusted off and treated with respect. How many times do they take old characters, dust them off, and then bend them over and go and dry?
Exactly.
A lot.
Yeah, all the time these days.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, I can't praise it enough. On a scale of 1 to 10, it'd probably be closer to an 8 if I'm being super generous.
Oh shit, that's still good.
Seven's a slightly too low because it's got a lot of heart. It's got a post-credit sequence. It's funny. It's just Jesse teared up a little watching it because it's a really powerful movie. It's really fucking fun. Like I can't say it enough. I'll stop. I will, but seriously, you guys just gotta watch it.
Okay. Is the post-credit sequence alluding to another part, or is it just a post-credit sequence?
But like this is the final Bill and Ted movie in a good way.
Okay,
good. All
right. No. That's great because I'm fine. I'm fine. That's also that's a really good thing that they're ending it just at 3. That's great because I'm glad they're not going on to make like 8 more of the movies. Like I'm glad they're constantly ending it at 3 movies. Like that's good.
Now I will say with my high score that I just gave it, I still think the first one's the best. This is better than Bogus Journey and then Bogus Journey. So 1, 3, 2. And personally, when this comes out on physical disc with a box set of Bill and Ted 1 and 2, sign me up day one. They eat full like Bill and Ted even dust off the old phone booth. They bring back the phone booth and the intensity buttons finally used. It's so good and it's so refreshing. And just go out, rent it. If you can't rent it, go out and see it. You'll have a good time. Enjoy. Give your weekend to Bill and Ted. You won't regret it. So, no, they're not milking it. It's great.
I'm definitely going to find a theater to go watch this in because I as much as I would love to watch it in my own house, I feel like what you said and watching the first one and really loving it, I feel like this deserves to go to the theater and watch it in the theater. So
if I wasn't in California and everything wasn't shut down, I'd be there. Like I would be laughing my ass off watching this movie.
Yeah.
So yes, this is not The Force Awakens, Tom. This is not The Last Jedi. This is I can't really give you guys a pretty popular equivalent of this film is so much better than like a Superman Returns or a Force Awakens where they bring back it just doesn't capture the spirit. It does stuff to change the lore. No, this is the most natural conclusion to a series that hasn't had a movie in almost 30 years ever. I mean, guys, it's been 29 years since the second one came out. So thank you, Chuck E. Cheese. I know Miss Ninja Julian wants to go out and see it. A lot of people want to go out and check it out. So, theaters are open in Cincinnati, says Doc Rob. Oh, Doc Rob, what's up? If I was still there, I'd have gone to see it tonight, and we would have reviewed it next week on the show. But thankfully, had the opportunity, and got to watch it. So, folks, it's an excellent, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's excellent. Go watch it.
Okay, I can dig it.
I'm sorry, Dion, you're a little soft again.
Listen, y'all, turning on, it's gonna be. It's too loud. It's too loud. Turn it down in the chat. I ain't listening to none of that shit.
He needs some of them dark fate Viagras if he's too soft.
Yeah, it looks like there are obviously there's a bunch of theaters in Atlanta showing it, but they're all they're not the big ones. None of them are the big ones. It's kind of sad.
So what? Go anyway. You just got
no.
Go.
No. I'm
Stop
going to go, but
on the theater size, Nick. Theater size doesn't matter.
And yes, Miss Ninja Julian, there is a post-credit sequence, folks. Stay all the way till the end of the credits. It's funny. It's awesome. It's put it like this: you wish all of your favorite characters got the Bill and Ted treatment moving forward. Seriously, I'm not trying to. Like I said, I don't have any stake in this whatsoever. I wish Han Solo would have been treated like Bill and Ted. I wish James Bond would get the Bill and Ted treatment one day. Like all your favorite characters, seriously, the way they're handled, the entire thing. If you like the movies, you can't find fault with it. It's just they do it right, So Wild Stallions kicks ass.
That's right.
So let me see. We had a couple more super chats rolling before we get into our longer, deeper, heavier topic. I can't believe how fast this show's going tonight, guys. We're not even an hour in.
Yeah, I know.
It's going really fast.
It's all killer, no filler.
Yeah, man. That's what this
like
show
every
is.
week.
Yeah, like I said, this Thursdays belongs to the bullshitters, folks. Be here each week, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on this channel for the epitome of pop culture, the first podcast, the first channel of the Fandom Menace. So thank you, folks, for joining us tonight. Let us see. We also have our friend, let's see, Barney the Spaceosaurus Woke Reeks says, everyone would much prefer a body horror Clayface video game like John Carpenter's The Thing instead of Gotham Knights.
Oh
You know,
my
Barney?
god.
Yeah.
Dude, Clayface would scare me a lot as a kid whenever I used to watch animated series, and I would love a body horror Clayface Cronenberg movie. That would be
Listen,
awesome.
comic book horror movies are the next thing for comic book films. When they can get that shit going, it's gonna be great because you have so many fantastic concepts. I'm not talking cheap gimmicks like Warner deceased or motherfucking Marvel zombies, but actual legit horror like Clayface and just it's insane. So once that shit gets going, motherfuckers better give us some goddamn royalties because calling it right the fuck now.
Well, to be completely fair, though, this was Barney talking about the video game because DC announced that Gotham Knights game where you don't play as Batman. It's made by the Arkham Knight people, Dion. You're Robin, Red Hood, Batgirl, and Red Robin. I guess you're everybody but Batman. Yum. Liquor Jim, I like Sum 41. I liked Sum 41 when I was younger. I don't want to be... Sum 41 was cool, but nobody remembers him much anymore.
Nope.
I don't want that to be us. If we were a band, guys, who would we be?
Zeppelin.
Oh, God.
Going straight for the top.
Dude, I'd love to be Led Zeppelin. You create a bunch of shit, and then you go away and enjoy your success, and we just don't talk to Dion anymore.
Whoa.
Oh, so he's the drummer.
How am I the one that doesn't get talked to? What the fuck?
Clearly, you're John Bonham, which is not a bad thing up until that night in 1980.
Dion, the reason I brought that up is because when we lived with Tom had a John Bonham poster in his room.
Man, fuck that dude. I don't give a shit what poster. What he needs to have is my foot up his ass. And apparently so does John Bonham.
Good luck with that one.
Let's see. Folks in the chat say we're like Motley Crue. I dig that one. I think we kind of are.
That one, I know who that fucking is.
AC/DC. We're not Australian.
That's not terrible.
No. Look,
but...
I publicly go on about how I don't like AC/DC. I like their big hits. I just wouldn't want to listen to like a whole album at once.
Yeah, I get that. I get that completely.
Dude, if we're drinking at like Horror Hound and Dion's like, hey, let's listen to fucking Shoot the Thrill. I'm like, yeah, dude, bring me back to 2010 for Iron Man 2. Or if you want to listen to Back in Black or Thunderstruck or even play the game Thunderfucked, all on board. But if we're only listening to AC/DC, I cannot do it.
Man, I feel like that's most rock bands. Like, you don't want to listen to the whole album.
That's not
hits are
entirely
just
true.
fine. Yeah, I think that's entirely fucking true.
Oh my god!
You brought up Led Zeppelin, I'm like,
Hey, Zeppelin didn't make music that everybody liked. They left that up to the Bee Gees.
Oh, Kendo, I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, me too.
People said we're more like Motorhead. Oh,
There's only 3 guys in Motorhead, though, I think.
Well, none of us have a voice like Lemmy, which is a good thing. Oh,
Probably.
Ace of Spades.
He-Man 62, excellent point. Crossover between Bill and Ted and the Lone Rangers. I'd love to see Wild Stallion versus Lone Rangers.
I was thinking crossover of Bill and Ted with John Wick. Now that would be a paradox of awesome.
Oh my god, that would be ridiculous.
So when I was originally thinking out what I was going to say about this, I was going to lie to the audience and say, yeah, and then Ted kills Bill and goes off and becomes a worldwide assassin. But then people will be like, what? And I don't want to confuse anyone with joking about that. But yeah, I thought about making a John Wick reference in the middle of the review. Like just straight up. I love that shit.
The intent would have been there and I would have appreciated it.
I don't know. Yeah. Bill and Ted Wild Stallion versus the Lone Rangers. Oh my god. I don't know. Airheads gets unjustly shit on. It's a really funny movie. It's really.
I love it, dude. I watched it the other night.
Yeah, it's a damn good movie. More people need to be exposed to it.
Let's see. We got more Zeppelin. Dawkins. Shit. Blue Oyster Cult. If
Nice.
WCBS is Motley Crue, who is Moose Knuckle?
Well, Nick can naturally be Nicky Six, so it works.
Sure.
I want to play the drums.
So you're Tommy Lee.
I just want to be the. We don't want you to be fucking with Pamela and getting. Or wait, no, he gave her Hep C.
I'm Vince Neil.
I'll take the Hep C for Pamela Anderson. 500, Alex. I don't.
Yep.
know.
I mean,
Hear that
that is 90s Pam Anderson in her prime. So I mean, that's okay.
Damn.
Yeah,
you
that
talk
was
about a
pre-hepatitis.
pound-for-pound Hall of Famer. That she's definitely up there, dude. Holy shit.
Ooh,
Now she looks.
Busker
Now she looks
says
like. Now she looks like a rusty battleship with two bombs hanging out.
So actually, I have a really good transition here for the contest for the next week.
She's
What's
so
up?
rusty and battleshipy that motherfucking Rihanna got on top of her and said, "Mahalo, mother."
Oh, that 9-ball. So I'm thinking the contest for this week, the meme contest, if we want to make it so like how we had the Spider-Man one, the meme contest this week could be turn us into a band.
Yeah.
There you go.
Photoshop us as a band. There you go. So get to
And
work.
with the album Party Boo.
Yeah. So it could be World Class Bullshitters. The album's Party Boo, but you can rip off any famous band and just put us in it.
Well, we're going to have, when we, I talk about our t-shirts and stuff. I actually have a band shirt lined up for us already. I won't tell anybody until we announce it because I don't want people to get excited and be like, oh, I have to wait. No, we'll tell you when it's ready. But Samurai Vader Thunderfucked is a drinking game where you drink and you take a drink. You stand in a circle and you take a drink every time Brian Johnson says Thunderstruck. And then you pass it on to the next person. Now, so you drink till the next person hears Thunderstruck. There's a part where he says Thunderstruck, and you have to just keep drinking through like a solo. So you get Thunderfucked because you are shit out of luck. You have to keep drinking until they say it again.
Which, by the way, if you were a kid in like 1990 or 2000, you would hear that song shitloads of times because every high school something or another, every high school played that song a gazillion times during every sporting event. And any high school kids movie had to have that movie in there because of all Friday Night Lights, I believe, is what started that shit. Or was it Varsity Blues?
Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues.
Yeah. Either way, that song was everywhere.
Yeah. So let's see. Acid Blade 21 says, "Who needs OnlyFans when you got VR porn?"
Yeah. You can just POV that shit, and there you go.
It's like Cytheria hit me right in my own very real face.
Yeah.
Keon, that was a great callbape, dude.
Thank you. I knew you'd get it.
I got an idea. It's a stupid idea.
Oh God! Oh God! He's going from VR porn. I can't wait to hear this.
We need to do a spoof called VR Poopers. It's a VR all anal sci-fi VR Troopers homage to the 90s. It's gonna we'll get Axel Braun involved and the fucking guy that scored the Power Rangers. It'll be the highest production ever.
Let's get to the confirmation that it's not with each other. You're taking way too long to get to that part of this.
Yeah,
No, we're not in the film. We're just going to produce it. Like,
Okay. I
okay.
should have started with that probably. I would have started with that.
I wanted people to listen, so you got to give them the hook. All right?
So, wait. We're okay. So party pooper. So is it like actual, butt banging porn? Because then we could just change our name to World Class Butt Fuckers. That could be our porn production company name.
WCBS?
Yeah. It's an offshoot.
Oh, it's an offshoot. All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Listen, you gotta be real careful because we don't want an influx of fans from Alabama and the UP.
I don't care. Welcome to the channel. We're happy to have you.
Hey, look, man.
I heard y'all the world class butt fuckers. Like, whoa, cool it.
You're like,
cool
look.
it.
We just green light the movies, man. We're not the ones actually climbing up the slide.
We're on the production side.
I think Nick should direct.
Oh God! Sure, why not? Yeah, that's
I'm
always.
not feeling that you're inside there. You know what I mean? Get in the moment. I want to see your face right when you get in there. I'm just not feeling it. Let's go again. Ready? Action. Yeah, there you go. Proud of you.
We have
Cut
to wait.
print.
Listen, Dion. You need to go again. All right, back to one, everybody.
Look at
Can I
Randy.
get some waters, please?
Well, I mean, when you talk to people and you tell them you do porn, you have to be really, really specific on what side of that
What side of the camera you're
what
on?
side of camera you're on. You can't be like, I do porn. Like, what do you mean you do porn? You don't look like somebody who does porn. Oh, so sorry, I'm a camera guy. Okay, all right, I can see that. I can see you with the camera guy. I can't see
Sir,
with the
this is a Dave and Buster's.
Well, now it is.
It reminds me. Oh, dude, I rocked into my own joke. God damn. That reminds me of that random part in the raid too, where they're going for a deal, and it's with this dude who's selling drugs, but in the background there's just randomly a fucking Indonesian chick with a strap on, just railing this dude, and you hear her go, "What the fuck? Where do you get these guys? This is ridiculous. Where do you get these guys? I can't work like this." And the guy just goes, "Shut up, bitch! Just fuck that guy in the ass." And then he goes, "Sorry," and then they just continue like it never happened. And every time I see that, I'm just like, "Wait. What just happened? Can we rewind that shit? Am I the only motherfucker seeing this shit?" She's just very upset, and you see her with this gigantic strap on, and you're like, okay, well, we're at that part of the movie.
Well, Master Force Theater wants to know how he can become a shareholder of WCBF. Look for our IPO. January of next year?
We'll have our own OnlyFans studio come up here real soon. Don't worry. We'll offer a bunch of things.
Yeah.
In the,
We'll get Bella Thorne involved.
Yeah, hey. Like, bitch, you want to make some real money?
Oh my God.
People on the internet. There you go.
Listen, we got to get Kendo in his 1970s car salesman outfit. Like, yo, bitch, you ready to make some real money?
Oh my
Let's
God,
go.
that'd be hilarious.
I'm going
That's
to
the type of
Goodwill
guy I
tomorrow
follow to
to
the
get one.
gates of hell. Come here, motherfucker. You want to make some real money? First off, why are you wearing a peach suit? Second of all, why am I loving it?
Like I said, I'm going to hit up the Goodwill and the Salvation Armies around here tomorrow, and I'm going to find that 70s suit.
He needs he needs a peach velour suit.
Yes.
I didn't even know they made velour into fucking business suits.
Well,
They did.
I'm sure we
That's
can
how you
get
know
it
some
done.
shit's going down.
Yeah.
That's how you know some shit is going down. This motherfucker wearing a peach velour suit. I don't know what the fuck he's into, but it's going down. You damn right. Follow me,
me Nutty
motherfucker. You
Bear.
want to make some money? That's a new T-shirt. Just fucking Kendo's face in a fucking peach suit. Hey, you want to make some money?
Hey, Kendo, add it to the list. I'll have it on the first wave of shirts.
I would happily fucking buy that. Happily fucking.
Hey, good news.
Oh
You're
my
on the
God.
show. You get them for free. He's got to wear them.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that's true. Still throwing money at that just because like that's funny shit.
Oh. So,
Watching Kevin Schubert type it out.
Kevin Schubert.
Bitch, you want to make some real fucking money?
Oh God, that was a great Butters bottom bitch. That was such a great fucking episode.
Oh my God. That's
So, Kendo,
good.
you had a big influence on me yesterday because when I put on that episode of South Park and we watched it at dinner, Jesse was cracking up. So we decided to go back and do all of South Park now. So we have like a show we usually watch in the background of doing stuff or watch when we're eating lunch. South Park, HBO Max has every episode of South Park remastered in HD. So
Can't
we've
go
been
wrong.
doing that. Yep.
They,
It's a great
I
show.
was gonna say you're gonna get. They've got something like probably close to 300 episodes now, and there's I would say 90 something percent are winners. So you can't go wrong with South Park.
Yeah. Ninja Lawyer Steve says, watch. People will call the movie racist and boycott it when the thing assimilates a black guy. Ninja Lawyer Steve, I can joke and go, oh, whatever. But no, that's kind of the world we live in right now.
He's not off the mark.
Yeah. It's not off the mark at all. And the thing is, TK Carter did get assimilated, the cook or whatever. But fucking Keith David, you'll never know. Like, the funny thing is, like, for all the whatever they're trying to do in entertainment today, this wokeness shit, somebody like a John Carpenter has always had people from all walks of life in his films and given them big roles. And the thing is, he's not doing it out of the kindness of his heart. He wants to tell a great story on film, so he gets the best actors. And Keith David was the best actor for that role. And that's how I think entertainment should work. You get the best if you want to make a really great film. And that movie is perfectly cast from top to bottom, expertly scored. I have nothing bad to say about it. But Ninja Lawyer Steve, you're not wrong. I know people are like, oh, no, they would never do that. Go to Twitter. It's a cesspool. The world is a worse off place because of it. Swinging Cod. Oh, there he is. I knew he would show up on a show we talked about porn. Ruining good entertainment is the point and the goal. Read Marx, Guevara, Alinsky, or Mao. All art must be in the furnace of the cause. Or sorry, all art must be in the furtherance of the cause. Excuse me. I was like, well, they're throwing art in the furnace, so my brain kind of pieced that together. But Swinging Cod, I'm glad you sent this message in, though, because I actually bought a copy of 1984 off Amazon 2 days ago, so it should be here tomorrow. And so I'm noticing some stuff go on in the world that I'm concerned about. I'm gonna talk about it here a little later, but I'm gonna form a better opinion on things. But yeah, I picked up a copy of 1984 because shit's we live in the dystopia right now. We think it's whatever, but it's kind of the dark times. So just be safe out there, folks. And we put the glasses on. We got the glasses on. And so do most of you guys. Stradios
That's
Radio
how I know that if the thing is ever becomes real, that's the first thing I'm going to test Kendo. Hey, man, I need you to say it. Say what? Nick, get the flamethrower. I need you to say it, Kendo. Say what? It's one of two things, motherfucker. If you don't say it, I'm going to torture your ass right now.
And
Hey,
he goes,
bitch, you want to make some real fucking money? Okay, it's real. It's him. It's him. Oh, God.
We're gonna read three more real quick. Stratos Radio Blue says, "How do you guys feel about former Disney Plus CEO self-yeeting himself out of TikTok due to the volatile political landscape of today?" I actually haven't heard about that story. Have you guys?
I did hear about that. I didn't really look into it. My first thought was, why the fuck was his ass on TikTok in the first place?
Yeah, I don't ever understand TikTok.
That's because you're 30 and you shouldn't, and it'd be very weird if you did.
Yeah, well, I'm a cool guy. I'm hip. I'm with it. I thought.
Hey, fellow kids, let me put on this Ricky Martin and make a video to it.
I'm down with the kids. I know all about the tickety-tockety.
So I looked into this one, Stratos Radio Blues. He says so the 3 months after accepting the TikTok CEO job, former Disney executive Kevin Mayer resigns. Dude, you resigned. His excuse is BS, Stratos Radio Blues. His real reason is we're losing TikTok here in the U.S., right? Didn't that get signed in?
I don't think it's official yet.
It's going to be a thing, and it's going to be gone. So I guess this is just the rat leaving a sinking ship situation. I mean, he's not the first CEO to step down. How many CEOs have stepped down over the last year or two? Like, there's that list that keeps popping up. Yeah, people want to read into it, here's the thing. Some people read into it. Some people want to dismiss it. But the fact is that all these CEOs stepped down. So there you go. That you can read into it any way you choose. You can look into it. You can connect the dots. But there's no opinion about the fact of these people have left their jobs. So I haven't heard. I don't believe his his answer or reasoning. Stratos Radio Blues. Also Barney the Spaceosaurus Woke Reek says, if Disney never bought Marvel and Lucasfilm, it's possible that Tron would have been their boys franchise. I wish that would have been the case. I loved Tron Legacy, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I had a great time watching it. Great soundtrack. It's a very simple movie, but simple is not a bad thing. The first Star Wars is a very simple movie, and it's one of my personal favorites. It's one of the best ever made. So that being said, if they never bought Marvel and Lucasfilm, I think we'd be better off, because we'd have the MCU would be the MCU still, because they already did it. Look at Paramount produced the first Avengers movie that made the $1 billion plus. It was a huge success. They were off to the races. They don't really need Disney. Marvel has, for decades, had merchandise. I mean, Stan Lee and Martin Goodman. Martin Goodman's not Martin Freeman. Martin Freeman's an actor. Martin Goodman and Stan Lee, back in Marvel in the 60s, had merchandise before, other things did. They were very upfront with it. And for being a small company, yes, DC had all the Superman merch, but Superman was a phenomenon on a grander scale. I mean, shit, Fantastic Four, it took them 6 years to get just on TV. But in the first 6 years of inception, Superman had the serials, the Fleischer cartoons, the radio dramas. I don't know if the Kirk Allen movie had come out yet, but my point is Superman took off quicker. Spider-Man and Marvel, it took a while. Marvel in general took a while, but they've always been there. I mean, we all grew up as Marvel kids in the 90s. We had the Spider-Man, the X-Men cartoons, all the shit, the big movies. They all existed before Disney. So Marvel films would have been exactly the same. And Lucasfilm, I'm guessing we would have just had 7, 8. If we ever had 7, 8, 9, I don't think any of the main characters would have died. I know George Lucas had his own treatment that will never get to see the light of day, or that'll never see the light of day, but I would put money that Star Wars would still be in a better place than it is now. And finally, Midnight's Edge After Dark, thank you very much. Tom says, Rob and I love you both. We both love you. We love you too. That's a reference to the movie. So, you guys ready to talk about something serious right now?
Sure.
I believe so.
Yeah. Censorship. It fucking blows, right?
Oh, good.
Good stuff.
No, I know you say it sarcastically, but this is an issue. So we have been talking about China on the channel for a couple years now. Now, we all love whatever the Americanized version of Chinese food is. Culturally, they seem interesting history, blah, blah, blah. But over the last, I don't know their politics, say, over the last 50, 60 years. Everyone's going to know it better than I do. But in the pop culture landscape, we have seen a shift in our lifetimes, definitely in our lifetimes, of wanting to cater to the Chinese market because of how large it is, how lucrative it can be. Now, if you're somebody like Marvel, it's a lucrative market for you. The Marvel movies make bank over there. Transformers did until they didn't. Now, Star Wars never took off in China, and it's a lost cause. Yet, they continue to make changes for it, i.e. shrinking down Finn, removing the lesbian kiss, all sorts of concessions that are made for the Chinese market. And now we're getting to a point where it used to be where they would make alternate versions for China. It's like when you would go on an airplane historically. Oh, this is the airplane version. It's not going to show the titties or whatever because there might be, little Jimmy in the seat 3 rows over. He could see it. Fine, whatever. It's a thing that I don't like, but it's a thing that's whatever. But now it's starting to shift into the gaming market. Well, it's not now, sorry, but now it's starting to shift into like what I would consider the most Murica video game franchise of all time, Call of Duty. Call of Duty is like your Maddens, your Mountain Dew, all this shit. It's just a very like rooted in whatever, the creation of it here in the US. And so a couple of weeks ago, they dropped a trailer for Black Ops, whatever it's called, Cold War, right, Dion?
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. And it had that, I can't draw on a blank on his name, but my point is, there was this historical figure, and he was talking about how you take over your enemy, how you infiltrate, how you do all this shit. And it was a pretty powerful trailer. And then this past week, we had another one that showed China. And now it's been censored. Originally, it was censored in China for the 1 second that it was showing something. It had a box over it or whatever, and now it's been re-rendered and re-released to China because we're so worried about the Chinese market being offended. So you guys ready to hear this piece of news?
I believe so.
Yep.
So this comes from Forbes. Not a surprise, but whatever. It says Activision Blizzard, one of the world's biggest video game companies, once again finds itself entangled in Chinese politics after the country censored a teaser trailer for the next entry in its blockbuster first-person shooter series Call of Duty, which featured a second-long clip of the Tiananmen Square protests. Now, this is a beat-by-beat article, so it'll go a lot quicker and everything like that. But when Jesse brought this news to my attention the other day, she explained to me that in China, they just don't act like that even happened. It's not like they, deny or whatever. They just flat out act like it never occurred. So it's a weird event that we have videos of and stuff like that, but they act like it never took place.
Right.
What do you guys think of that?
Think about the censorship, about them not
Sounds like
giving a
something
shit
the
about
communist
Tiananmen
country would
Square.
do.
The latter, Dion, about what do you think about them just not even acting like it took place? Like the world knows, but they're like, no, it didn't.
Well, listen. I mean, that's kind of a common thing in that part of the world. I mean, obviously, there are a lot of regimes in Asian governments that do that. Obviously the big ones being Japan and China, but they're an oppressive regime. And make no mistake about it. I mean, a lot of people, Joel, who pretend to hate them because they care about people they don't. So I mean, that's a separate conversation, But I mean, in terms of actually giving a shit about human rights, the Chinese government just really doesn't. Especially the way that situation was handled. Again, they live in a world where, hey, it didn't happen, and we don't care what everyone else says. The way that they control fucking social media over there, is crazy. So it's definitely one of those, when you're not listening to your drunk uncle at Thanksgiving, it's not a prime situation over there, and that government is really bad. It's really bad.
Yeah. Is it China that has the rating system for their entire population along with what they buy and things like that, or is that something else?
No, that's China. So you have like a social standing rating.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And depending on what you do, you can raise or lower it. And one of the biggest things to lower your social standing is to criticize the government. And that's if they don't make your ass disappear. I mean, there's one dude who is an MMA practitioner, and he goes around and he beats up old kung fu masters who pretend to be these badasses, and he just goes and beats them up. And his social media standing is in the fucking toilet because the government crazily fucking monitors that shit. And that's it's nuts, man. It's nuts. It is really nuts.
Well, I didn't know that was real, because when you say that social cred or whatever it is, the social standing, I remember that episode of Black Mirror. You guys remember that one with Bryce Dallas Howard?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know, it's so creepy how we continue to go down the path of science fiction becoming reality. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if down the road, remember the John Hamm episode of Black Mirror where everyone became pixel? He couldn't see anyone because of some crime he committed or whatever, or no one could see him, however it went. Like,
yeah.
Down the road, they'll find a way for that kind of shit to happen. I don't know who they are, but I won't be surprised for whatever happens moving forward. It's not really like a thing. So now, so yes, the trailer for first off, premiering on August 19th, the trailer for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War features historical clips of the conflict narrated by Soviet KGB defector Yuri Bezimov, one of them being the 1989 student-led protest in Beijing. On the video platforms in China, the segment of the trailer was replaced with a black screen, and Activision and Blizzard re-released it without it, and they did not say anything about it. The U.S. game company, which also develops World of Warcraft and Overwatch, found itself mired in controversy last fall after it banned pro-Hearthstone player for his pro-Hong Kong statement during a broadcast. The decision sparked outrage from fans and even elicited a letter from a bipartisan group of the U.S. Congress members, including people that we're not going to say because one of them's an idiot. The Chinese game market is one of the largest in the world, and the telecom giant Tencent owns a 5% stake in Activision Blizzard among numerous other investments across the country. There's where the problem is. I saw a couple people in the chat going, what's the deal? It's a trailer. It's not a trailer. It's that they're fucking owned partially by them. You think it's going to stop with cutting out 1 second from a trailer? No, and it's not just going to be there. It's going to affect us. This is where the shit rolls downhill that people want to blindly look because it doesn't affect you now. It's the old adage. They came for so-and-so, and I said nothing. They came for the next person. I said nothing. Then they came for me, and no one said anything. You got to nip this shit in the bud. And if you can't personally, at least be aware of it. That's what a lot of people do. It's not fucking made up rumors and bullshit in the fandom menace. It's keeping your eyes open as a consumer to know what actually goes on. If it's they're talking shit about you behind your back or publicly with the Ryan Johnson, the Chuck Wendig, all that stuff. If it's not, people speculating on about the Captain Marvels. I mean, there's all these things that go on, but at the end of the day, it's about consumers getting screwed over by big, major, faceless companies. Yes, we want to produce entertainment. Yes, we want to do our own thing, but we do want people to be aware of the current climate that you all live in. And so, them owning a stake in this and having a say like that, and knowing that the Chinese market is one of the largest in the world, it's always, no matter what, even if they only own 5%, they're always going to be at the whims of that part of the world because they don't care about our market anymore. They're not really focused on it. The thing is, these companies, unlike a Bill and Ted, which, you want the old fans and new fans, but you treat your property with respect. Nowadays, it's to dump the old fans, unlike, like Jon Favreau said, how they don't want to do that, but they want to dump the old fans and then they want to bring in this new audience. And that's what I'm seeing with Call of Duty and all this crap. It's about, pushing forward ideals that may not fall in line with Call of Duty, America, whatever. It's just a weird situation that we're in.
Well, and again, that's a great point because, and again, we're not ever trying to make the case that companies shouldn't do what's best to make money. And we all understand that. And if there's any fans that understand that, it's fans of popular culture stuff, right? Because the art suffers so much because of the desire to make money. But again, and it's very similar to the 2016 election that Jeff and I always say. Nowadays the best way to see what companies, what they truly believe is shit like this. Because, Disney is at the top of the fucking list in terms of, changing their Twitter handle to the pride flag and, and blacking out part of their Instagram for a week for Black Lives Matter and doing all this shit. But when it comes to making cash, Disney doesn't give a shit. Video game companies are, there are more per capita in terms of companies that really want to make great games and don't necessarily have money as their focus, but you see it all the time. So many companies, when China huffs and puffs, they bend the knee. And again, it's hard to not look at it from your drunk uncle's perspective of, everything that China does is just wrong, but in terms of, like Jeff said, that adage of first they came for me, but also when you care about the art, right? And it sucks that promotion is part of the business, but when you care about the art, people will just they'll change the story, they'll change the posters, obviously, they'll change trailers, for a market that's halfway around the world, but also yeah, they buy video games, but that's not going to affect how they buy the games. Obviously, China's a little different because they control that shit. But this idea that the companies, there is a gap in between of what your art's going to do if China buys it. I understand that. But it's just so disheartening when, if it's good, it's going to make money anyway. You have the remainder of the world, and the remainder of the world cares about video games. And yes, if China buys it, that's a huge chunk, a huge increase. I get that. But goddamn, like when you see them react, like, oh, China doesn't like something. China doesn't like something. Let's change
Dion,
our poster, and it's just fucking disheartening, man.
Listen to this. It's actually worse. In 2018, internet cafes in one Chinese province were ordered to ban the 2012 entry Call of Duty Black Ops 2 because it featured a fictional World War II bombing of Tiananmen Square, according to the South China Morning Post. So,
yep.
It's so weird too how people are just like whatever, but like you're essentially under the same control that they are, just through your art and stuff like that. It's like all of our stuff's going to be restricted one day because it's like, well, the Chinese market doesn't like it. Sorry, guys, you can't make it anymore. What? Where's our freedom? What the fuck happened?
Yeah. Right. And obviously, shit happens over here. Obviously,
of course.
But like you said, man, it's the blatancy of the China market pandering that's so goddamn concerning. It's you'll have a company publicly in Western media say one thing and then pull shit like this, or pull shit like what Disney did with Finn on the poster. It's just fucking, and then you hear about, oh, well, they took out so much of the Force Ghosts because of China. That's fucking crazy. But then at the same time, you're going to get mad when, oh, well, Matt Damon was in the wall, and that's kind of fucked up. It's like, whoa, like you can't have your cake and eat it too. And if you really give a shit, you care about that all the time. And it's just fucking, it's super disheartening. And obviously, we all know it's about money, but when you see that happen with something that's supposed to be fun, like a fucking video game. You should just make a game. If you have China in it, just assume, plan for the fact that it's going to get censored over there. Plan for the fact that you're going to have to just deal without having to worry about selling in China. Especially if it's about the Cold War. And what I read too was what's going on is the game is like right before that. So it's like, fucking, it's really disheartening, and people should fucking care. They really should care. And again, not in the way that your uncle would, but like legitimately, you should give a shit about art in general, about this shit.
Yep. It's important. Our art reflects our society. And, that's all there really is to say about it. Kendo, what were some of your thoughts on this situation?
I think it's stupid. I really do. Look, I get it. They are a totalitarian government that wants to portray history to their people in a certain way. That doesn't make it right. But, as long as that party is in control of the state, that's what's going to happen. I personally don't give a shit what China thinks. I personally think that our companies, American companies, should not give a shit what China thinks. I get that they are wanting to maximize their profit. I understand that. But at a certain point, we need somebody to stand up and say, I don't care what the Chinese government thinks we should or should not do in our art, our media, our culture, our games, our movies in America. We need somebody to stand up and say that besides Trey Parker and Matt Stone. But at what point do we sit here and say, why are we letting a foreign government decide what we can and can't do putting together video games or movies or anything like that? Like I said, I get it. They want that marketplace. But at the same time, it's like, how much of selling out do we want to do? Because it's going to get to the point where we have to call them every time we want to make a decision about anything. It's like, where are we going to go to lunch? Oh, let's call China. We have to find out where they think it's appropriate for us to go to lunch today. I get it. That's hyperbole, but you know what I'm saying. Like I said, I don't understand why them, the video, Call of Duty people, Activision, why they feel the need to bend the knee and kowtow to a foreign government. I don't get it. I don't like it. And it's not going to stop until somebody finally gets it in their head to say, hey, we need to just not do this shit and deal with this crap. Then that's not going to happen. But like I said, I personally have no clue why the hell anybody here would give a fuck about what the Chinese government has to say about anything we do.
So, Nick, anything you want to add to this situation?
Censorship is bad, regardless of what it is. It is not a good idea ever.
Yeah, I am disappointed too. Am I gonna, am I calling for boycotts and dumb shit? No. People make up your own mind, but just be aware of what happens. If one day all of a sudden Call of Duty is a garbage franchise, well, some people say it is, but some people love it. But if one day, your favorite shit eventually turns to shit, it's owned by Disney or a big major corporation, and you wonder why you don't like it anymore outside of like a quality issue. Well, there's the thing, why right now.
And again, listen, I definitely, there's definitely a lot of power in being frank about it, right? Because a whole part of that issue is a lot of people just don't understand why it's very important to as Kendall says, not give a shit what China says, right? Because so many people are just like, well, if something offends them, and it's not that. It's not. You have to be very careful simplifying things in a way that excuses it, right? Just saying, oh, well, if they believe something and that's part of their culture, they're not, the government doesn't do it because it's a cultural thing. I mean, they do it because, oh, well, there's a form of control in that, right? And that's what makes it so goddamn dangerous. And that's why the implications are so important, for the rest of the world. Are you going to have artists have their art, their livelihood, the shit that they poured a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into, be changed because a foreign government wants to have a particular control on their citizens and how the world sees them? Like that's a very dangerous fucking thing, But and again, being simplifying it is dangerous too. Again, you don't want to, get. It's hard to not steer it into the direction of, oh, well, everything China does sucks and fuck them, da 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 da. But again, as far as artistic integrity, like that shit is paramount. Everything from video game developers to motherfucking comedy writers, like that shit is important. I mean, it's important for us. It's important for the world.
Mm-hmm.
Expression is huge. Fucking everything from martial artists to goddamn, people who do goddamn movie posters. Like that shit it's incredibly important, and anything that inhibits the use of someone's imagination is fucking. It's a bad thing, and again, I'm, obviously the counter argument is, crazy shit, and obviously we're seeing that with the whole cuties thing, but also, if it's not hurting someone, and it's someone's fucking life work, the shit that people go through to make video games, and obviously, Call of Duty isn't the fucking epitome of artistic integrity in terms of video games, but like, fuck, man, like at some point you gotta put your foot down and give a shit. You just have to.
No, yeah, definitely.
I think Taker 610 makes an excellent point. Do you guys? This is super chat. I read these in order, folks. I'll read this one, but this one's so poignant right now. Do you guys recall the effort after 9/11 to remove any depictions of the Twin Towers in games and movies? Different situation, similar in its execution. I never liked that one either.
Yeah, I remember that one, and I understand why they did it, but also it didn't make a difference. I personally, in my opinion, it didn't make a difference in the movies or video games, because like these are stories, these are fictional things that we're watching and playing, so it really shouldn't make a difference. But I guess if people were there and they were, if they were really affected by it emotionally, then I could see them getting, weird about it.
It started with the Spider-Man trailer.
Yep. I was just bring that up. It started
a helicopter that caught in the web between the towers.
Yeah.
Now,
so like I get why they did it, because it was like a fresh wound, and eventually that shit eased up. But at the same time, it's like I think we're comparing apples to oranges in that one. Like I said, I get what he's saying, but I think it's kind of two different things.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, and again, and I think that's a great point, because obviously some things need to be taken on a case by case basis, right? Mm-hmm. Like something like that, 3,000 people died. I again is I was mad because I was a fucking comic book fan. We were 11, 12 at the time. So for me, that was important for me as a Spider-Man fan. But even as a kid, I understood. A lot of people died. There are a lot of people that could be affected by that. So that makes sense. But then you fast forward to now. Well, even back then, another example was the movie Collateral with
Yep.
Arnold Schwarzenegger got pushed because
Yep.
it starts with a
Yeah.
terrorist attack. So
Collateral
and that made sense. Yeah, what I say, Collateral is Jamie Foxx and
I would say that's a way different movie, but
that's
I
a
mean,
different
good.
movie.
Well, actually,
but
Collateral's way better than fucking Collateral Damage.
it is for sure.
I bet.
Collateral Damage is older Arnold, but again, that's not his fault.
No.
Yeah, I mean that got pushed because it starts with a terrorist attack, and so that again that makes sense. You know, and if they were to make a movie about fucking train stations getting bombed around the time that the London bombings would have had, that would have made sense then too. You know, but again, this one, again, case by case, you know, this ain't it. That ain't on the list. You know, obviously Tiananmen Square was 30 years ago, but at the same time, you know, if part of the message that the game is trying to show, and it's going on about the Cold War, you know, that's different.
Well,
You know,
another thing, Tom, I'm going to answer your question in a second. What I want to bring up two things though. Watchmen. I remember seeing Watchmen in theaters back 10 years ago, and I was actually refreshed to see that they put, it's 1985. So I'm glad they made it historically accurate. I think that's more important. Like, I get why they did it like right afterwards, not into it, but I can understand the reasoning. If it was a continued thing, it'd be stupid because we've had movies about it. What's that Robert Pattinson movie where was it Remember Me or something at the very end? He's in the fucking Trade Center. Like there's a difference though between that Taker 610 and what's going to happen. Like we're past that, and so it's not even a thing anymore. Hopefully, but the thing is, I don't think it's going to be done quickly. Like, in 10 years, everything in China will be whatever. No, it's going to go the opposite way because it's all about money. It's not about any of your beliefs out there, folks. It's all about who has a ton of money. They have a ton of people. They have a ton of money. All the shit's made there. It's just a financial choice. Yes, people will sell their souls to be rich. And you know what? They won't care. And anyone that questions this, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. And another thing I wanted to bring up too, somebody's talking about Chris Benoit and the WWE. Again, that's another thing where even through like time heals wounds here in the West, I guess, apparently. But like with the Chris Benoit stuff, on the Ruthless Aggression era documentary that was produced this year in 2020, not produced years ago and just put on the WWE Network, produced this year, they actually, for the first time in 13 years, show footage of him on a brand new thing, and they don't blur him out. They don't say his name, but they show Randy Orton beat him. Historically, they've only shown Randy Orton hold the title belt. Post Chris Benoit's death, it's always been just Orton holding the belt, crying. They never show Benoit. Now they show him in context because of the network and stuff. Again, I don't think showing something like that, if the WWE shows Chris Benoit footage, it's not them condoning what he did. They've never I hate the WWE for a lot of the shit they do. They make bad content, but I'll give them this. When they didn't know about Benoit's death, what he did, they knew he was dead, but they didn't know how it happened. They did a tribute show. The minute they found out about it, they kind of pulled that shit back. So, I mean, I kind of feel for him in that situation because they tried to honor somebody, then they find the truth, and then they had all these rights groups and all these people after him and all this other shit. And it was, like I said, I understood why they would want to do stuff, but they did it way too far.
Well, which is also an entirely different situation.
Again, I was just about to say, thank you. Like that, case by case is so important. So much of the backlash to the WWE with Benoit, it wasn't about what he did to his family. There is an innate hatred of professional wrestling. That's what that was. And anyone that tells you different is a fucking liar, because the world, and obviously the circumstances were different. Again, case by case, but the world reacted a lot different to what happened with Owen Hart, right? And if anything, people were personally jumping on Vince McMahon for his decision making. They weren't going on about the dangers of professional wrestling. That's what makes that one relevant to what happened with Chris Benoit. But when that happened, there's this weird hatred of pro wrestling. Justified.
There was wall-to-wall news coverage on that shit.
Motherfucking CNN and Fox News were talking about pro wrestling, which is it's weird because that's what Vince has always wanted. But they're them trying to destroy as fans and participants say the business. There was an innate desire to destroy professional wrestling, right? Whatever the connotation is, whatever the reasons were, for ever since I've been a kid, people dislike professional wrestling. And like obviously this one with Call of Duty is unique again because there's such a hardcore love because of video games. Every person who games, no one's ever going to be like, yeah, Call of Duty is this fucking hardcore artistic endeavor that's great, blah 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 blah. But people love fucking video games. It's such a huge part of our popular culture now because of the storytelling you can do, the technological aspects that go into it, and obviously, the money that you can make from it. But it's another good example of, that and guys like Chris Jericho and Lance Storm and even Hulk Hogan to a degree and the entire fucking McMahon family and Linda, while she's trying to bid for a political posting, she's coming out of the woodwork. The defense of professional wrestling. So many fans were coming out of the woodwork to defend professional wrestling. That shows you how important this shit is. It's an art. Video games are an art, and the way that the fan base reacts to something, that's proof in the pudding, man. That's why you gotta defend this shit. When you have a fan base vehemently come out and fucking try to protect something that they covet, that's why you should care, man. That's why you should care.
Yeah. Mr. Julian, real quick, you brought up the China thing. That is why, personally, as much as I love China, I actually met her days before her death. I'm on her YouTube channel right before she died.
Convenient.
I won't buy any WWE merchandise with China on it because when she was alive, there were interviews. Her and Vader, when they were still alive, all they wanted to do was be in the Hall of Fame and have their moment because their lives were whatever. They knew they were, Vader knew he was sick and dying. Vince didn't care. China, Triple H, it's the Stephanie McMahon thing. Oh, that's my husband's ex-girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And they basically, she did porn. She can't be shown on TV. X-Pac did. Paige took a fucking load to the title belt. Who's on SmackDown?
Sure did.
Bullshit double standard is terrible. But with the China thing, all I wanted to bring up, Mr. Julian, briefly before we move on to our DC stuff is, that's why I refused to. I loved China in life. I thought she was awesome. As a kid, I had her toys. Like I said, I went to go meet her, drew a picture of her, all this cool stuff. I was a fan because she was cool. But they're milking her image and legacy. I just can't respect it.
Yeah,
I'll watch bullshit with her in it, and I'll cheer if they ever showed her on TV or so, or when I'm there in the crowd. But I can't get that 2-pack with her and Triple H. I can't buy her figures because the thing is, they could have done it when she was alive, but they gave us a lie. So
I mean, even what is it? Even Paige. I mean, they gave her own movie a couple years ago.
Yeah, Paige still showed up on TV after all her shit came out. I mean, all those videos and pictures that I have never seen ever at all.
No.
Right.
I don't know what they look like. I have no point of reference. I just know it's happened. But Paige has still been trotted out on TV and things. So when Triple H came out and said, "Well, if you Google China, kids will find some stuff on there that we don't want them to know about." It's like, fuck, they can do that with a lot, because there was a bunch of women wrestlers back in the old days that you Google Sable on the internet, you'll find some naked shit. I mean, you're not going to see videos of her taking, a hard one, but shit, I was 14 years old when Sable was a thing, and I remember them advertising her Playboy on Monday Night Raw. So,
dude, I forgot about that.
Double standard and a half.
They were constantly getting the cover of Playboy was the equivalent of winning the women's title back in the day.
Yeah.
And they would see Sable and Playboy. Even when China made it into Playboy, they were telling you go buy the newest issue of Playboy with China in it.
Yep.
And so it was okay then, but the second she was no longer associated with WWE, the second she was dressed up as a wrestler, getting banged by a bunch of dudes dressed as wrestlers. Again, I don't know how this happened. I didn't see it.
You never saw the Royal Rumble one either.
Yeah. So, I don't understand, I mean, I get it, but that's if Triple H never left China for Stephanie McMahon, Stephanie marries some other, Ivy League doo-doo. So that happens. Then China's in the Hall of Fame, but because Triple H left China for Stephanie, 100% and Stephanie
transparency, China didn't help herself. Her accusing Hunter of rape didn't help her case either. That was kind of fucked up. That was really fucked
No, yeah. I was going to say, yeah, there's that. But, I mean, are we surprised by WWE hypocrisy? I'm not.
No.
Well,
one thing I got to say, though, is Kendo, the fucking JR podcast, he always gives an honest take about her and stuff. She was not helping herself out, but the public, and the reason I brought her up, besides Miss Ninja Julian things, comment is because they just lied to the audience. And that's
oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not trying to put, everything out there everyone's evil, but like Disney and the WWE and certain big corporations all act the same way. WWE is actually worse than Disney in certain ways because they lie to the audience, and we have video proof that the shit they're telling us is a lie. But it's part of the story, but they're just making up crap. And SummerSlam sucked. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, I wonder how many people are gonna have their service here soon, because if their content keeps sucking and they don't make any more of it, and this pandemic still happens. So I mean, what are they gonna have left, honestly?
Well, I gotta say, in terms of the WWE Network, even though I don't pay for it because I have an agreement with someone else, it's one of the streaming service. I think you do get a lot of value. The new stuff is garbage, but they put the entire back catalog, and Vince was smart. He bought up his competition's video libraries and did all this stuff. So I mean, the dude future-proofed the WWE Network in a way that, like, if you're thing is, like, as a wrestling fan, Dion knows about this too, Kendo too. Like, sometimes you're like, I'm gonna kick to watch an Undertaker match. Well, shit, you'll fall down the rabbit hole and you watch 12 Undertaker matches. If you only had the DVDs, you have to bust out DVDs, wait for it to load, go to the menu. No, the WWE Network, you can go right to the Undertaker section and boom, there you go. So I'm not a big proponent of what they do anymore, but I got to give them credit on their streaming service. It's structured.
It's all there. It is all there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can get all Monday Night Raws dating back to the very beginning. Granted, there's some editing done because you want to talk about China being revisionist about Tiananmen Square. Vince is the biggest revisionist historian that you'll ever find.
Yep.
But yeah, Jesus. You want to watch Monday Night Raw from 1996? You can. If you want to watch, like I used to do, go back and watch the old Nitros. They finally put Thunder on there. They've got WCCW, so you can go back and see the Von Erichs when most of them are still alive. And you can you can watch almost anything. Like, that's his thing, is he swooped in to buy those companies not because he's like, oh, I'm a big fan of wrestling and I want to own everything. Well, that was part of it, but he wanted those tape libraries, because I'm not going to say that Vince McMahon had the foresight to think that, hey, one day I'm going to have a streaming service on the internet where I can put all this stuff there. But he was thinking, I've got the tape libraries, I can own all this stuff, I can put out DVDs or whatever, or sell this shit ad nauseum for forever. But then the network came out. But yeah, like I said, if you want to go watch an episode of ECW from December 1995, you can, because it's there. Yeah. So that's one great thing about the network.
He did have
you can watch anything.
To realize that, hey, I am one of the oldest sports leagues, only dwarfed by fucking baseball and boxing. So he was at least very smart in doing that shit. So
one thing, AJ Journeyman, I'll give you credit. Yeah, the network isn't a true archive. It alters a lot of stuff. That is 100% accurate. I will never make excuses for their alterations. And then Brian Kim, to answer your question, the WWF became the WWE in May of 2002.
Get the F out.
Get the F out. That was their campaign.
Which is funny, because Jeff brought up the ruthless aggression thing, and you want to talk about revisionist history, that ruthless aggression documentary, they even say it in there. We decided we needed to go a different direction. Should we change from WWF to WWE? No, bitch, you lost a lawsuit to the animal people.
Yep. The best part of Ultimate Warrior's fucking speech.
Hey, thank you. I was going to bring that up. You read my
he mentioned their general count, their lawyer by name. He goes, "How the hell did you lose to the environment people?"
Mm-hmm.
That's my listen. And Warrior's an asshole. As a person, I don't like that dude. But that speech was dope. That's the best part of that whole speech. How the hell did you lose to the animal people?
Yeah,
it's an embarrassment. So, folks in the chat, I know we're going to talk about the Batman trailer in a moment. So let me read some of the super chats to get a little bit caught up on this. We want to thank everybody again, and let's keep having fun tonight. So first off, Anime Boy says, "Hey, hope everyone is safe." We are. Thank you, Kendo, Nick. You guys safe?
Yeah, I'm in my quarantine bunker, man. I've been here since the beginning, so
Dion, the reason I didn't ask you is because I know you'll drop a mofo at a moment's notice.
My man.
Ian Slater, thank you very much. Oh, sorry, Kendo, what'd you say? Okay.
Beep up.
Ian Slater says, have my cup ready for SJW tears when Cold War drops. That is the thing, though. I forgot to make that point about the Call of Duty trailer. I wanted to say, like, I really wanted to just jump in and buy this game, because remember, Dion, I said for the Twitch thing, we should buy this and stream this together.
Right. Hell yeah.
But the thing, And I also like too. I think it's gonna push in a lot of. I thought it was gonna be a lot of like the anti SJW game. I was waiting to see a lot of people up in arms and upset and stuff, and clutching their pearls in the streets about how offensive it is online. I was like, this is gonna be the opposite, the antithesis of The Last of Us. You're gonna get a pendulum shift in because Call of Duty sold 300 million copies of games, but if they look at like, well, it's a law of diminishing return, we need to expand, that is why I'm still concerned, because they will make those changes down the road. So, Mando Merc, what up, buddy? We got your email from Jesse got your email, man. Thank you very much.
There was a Call of Duty that came out free on PS4 recently. I think it was the last World War II one or something.
Yep.
Oh, it was Modern Warfare 2.
Sorry, Modern Warfare 2. Yeah. That one's still pretty good. That one's still pretty fun. I've been playing that a little bit, so you can always get that.
It's just the campaign, though. There wasn't the online bit, I think. Right?
I did download that, Nick. If you ever want to, if that's multiplayer, we should play together.
I think it is. I don't know. I think it is.
I want to say it was just the campaign, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Dixon Sider, thank you very much. He says, when companies take the knee, it makes it easier to be kicked in the face. By the way, I just found out the scientific name for Viagra is mycoxaflopin. Oh, I didn't know you were a doctor, Dixon Sider.
yeah. Dr. Insider. Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah.
But no, that is a very good analogy is the right word. I don't know, but that's a very good way to frame it like that. I don't like when a company bends the knee. So we also have our friend Adam Wofford who says, random Warhammer 40K fact, the boiler firearm, it fires 75 cal, a small mini jet grenade assault rifle, 60 rounds for each magazine.
That actually sounds cool.
Yeah. Dude, if you had one of those, no one would
those.
mess with you. I want two, dude. One for each hand. Not physically possible to hold, but hey.
Wow.
I don't know, Jeff. You're a big dude. I believe in you, man.
You know what,
Yeah, but if they're grenade launchers, it's impractical to have one in each hand.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, I still believe in you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. McKinney90, thank you very much. He says, Hail WCBS Party Lube. Hail McKinney90. Dude, by the way, that thing you posted on Instagram with the, I believe you use Copic markers. Excellent work. I gave it a like. Folks, check out McKinney90 on Instagram. Excellent artist. Fandom Guard, thank you very much. I went to a vintage collectible store. The owner was a complete line of 80s toys in an OtterBox and the 90s. Sorry, went to a vintage collectible store. The owner has a complete line of all 80s toys in an OtterBox, and the 90s went through. And the 90s went there for a private auction, y'all. Really like it. Let me know next time, you guys. Sorry, I messed it up. I didn't see the periods. There are none. Sorry, Fandom Guard. So you went to a vintage collectible store. So of all 80s toys. Okay, so guys, since Fandom Guard brings up 80s toys, not technically, we were all born in the 80s. Now, Dion and I really didn't grow up with a lot of 80s toy lines. So Kendo, Nick, do you have a favorite 80s toy line?
Probably, I mean... probably the hell is it? Transformers.
Ninja Turtles. I still have all my Ninja Turtle stuff, and I still have some Voltron things, and that's the one thing that hurts me to this day is I don't have a complete fucking Voltron.
Oh god.
By the way, I want to correct myself. It was a bolter, not a boiler. It's a pistol, says our friend Infinite Wonder. So there you go. I could have one in each hand. So Nick, you believed me? And it was true.
I said I didn't believe you,
buddy. I know,
but you never said you did. Okay, you never said you did.
By default, I did. Don't make this shit about me, man. That's bullshit.
Go watch Dark Fate.
Fuck you too.
Finally, we got a Dark Fate in here, folks. I gotta say though, the chat has not let the Dark Fate love go. So Dion,
God damn it.
It's your legacy, bro. Not your son. Nothing. Your love of Dark Fate.
Oh my god!
Fucking cutting a fly in half with a fucking butterfly. God damn it!
yeah, there you go. That's the bullshit. Cutting a fly in half with a butterfly knife. Like what? Who thought of that?
Oh my god!
Somebody with too much time on their hands and not enough creativity.
Fuck you, Miller. Fuck
Bingo.
you so bad.
Somebody didn't get a lot of ass in college. That's what it was.
None, you mean? And then Infinite Walker also gives a correction. Says bolters come in pistol and rifle format.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh, Miss Niche Julian, you have excellent taste. His favorite wrestlers are The Rock and Stone Cold, and his favorite divas are Victoria and Lita.
Ooh, nice.
My man.
Excellent taste, man. I respect the shit out of Stone Cold. He's not a personal favorite, but I don't dislike him. when he's going up against The Rock, I was pro Rock, obviously, but I dig it. I dug him. He's one of the all-time greats, and I have so much respect for Victoria that she's an unsung hero of pro wrestling because she was doing what the ladies today are, but because of the social climate and the political climate, and they want to say all women this and this. This woman was doing it when she wasn't, getting the praise. She was just out there busting it. Her, Trish Stratus, Lita, Jackie, and Ivory. I think those ladies are some of the unsung. Well,
Don't
Trish
forget
Stratus,
the cat.
oh God, shut up! I forgot the cat for good reasons. Two of them, but fandom guard. Well, that's the memory that was erased when we had a heart attack on TV, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
But fandom guard, though, you're talking about 90s toys. If you're talking about 90s toys that you saw at a private auction, I still have all my 90s toys. My favorite 90s toy line was Power Rangers. Dion, what was your favorite 90s toy line?
Oh my God. Power Rangers is odds on. I think I'm gonna have to go with the Batman animated series. Is barely above that. I love that shit.
Good choice. Our friend Dean Domino says One Piece references a lot of stuff, including classic literature, films, and comics. Hell, just Google Spandam One Piece and you'll see a pro wrestling tribute. Huh. I'm excited. But look at this. I started reading One Piece. I haven't had a ton of time because of other stuff. But like from what I read, I dug it. I didn't mean to type in his death. There we go. Spandam One Piece. Oh, okay. He's even got she's got a Mankind mask. Here you go, Dion. I'll put this on screen while I read the next couple super chats. And we'll talk about the Bat Pat. There you go. Doesn't that look just like early Mankind?
It totally does. That's awesome.
Also, our friend TLJ Screwjob says the best movie that ambered the bed, and how did it do it? Especially Jeff. No Bond movies. All right, so I guess our favorite game, Where It Shits the Bed, has been rebranded as Where It Ambered the Bed.
Where it ambered the bed.
I'm going to take a minute to think about this because he says no Bond movies. Dion, what movie ambered the bed and when?
Oh my God. No Bond movies. I mean, it's hard for me to ever emotionally get past Spider-Man 3. It's definitely when he puts on clothes and does the hair because he's wearing the symbiote. That one is so hard for me to get over. I think a very close, probably 1B is motherfucking motherfucking goddamn fuck. I just lost my goddamn train of thought. Shit. Come back to me for 1B, but I can't emotionally get past Spider-Man 3.
Kendo or Nick, you guys got one off the top of your head?
No, so we're talking about our favorite movie franchises that ambered the bed.
Well, he just says best movie that shit the bed. So like, I would say Spider-Man 3 because while it does shit the bed, there are parts of the movie that are awesome, and then there are parts that amber the bed. So, and Brad DL knows how Spider-Man 3 went down.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a movie that I really liked that shit the bed. I mean, episode 3, with the exception of like half of it, maybe.
Star Wars episode 3?
Yeah, because there were some definite shitty bed moments, like the whole "You're Breaking My Heart, Annie" and all that other
true shit. It derails the whole movie, though.
I know it doesn't derail the whole movie. It's just, like I said, half of episode 3 is great, and there's other halves that's just like, God damn it. Hang on, I'll come up with a better one. Trying to think movies that
on this one. Good job.
Yeah. If it was franchises, because you said no Bond movies, that's why I'm like, oh, okay, so we're talking about like a thing as a whole. Because the first thing I'd fire out there is Ghostbusters 2016. That was a bed that was shitting so bad you got to throw the fucking mattress away and burn it.
Yeah, burn it. Thank you.
Because that is just a 100% bag of ginormous shit, thunder cunted, fucked up mess that can never be redeemed.
Well, because it was in power, but hey.
So, yeah, I don't know. That's a good one. I'm trying to think of a great movie that shit the bed.
You know what? I hate to be the guy that copies Dion, but I'll be here all night. I'm going to go Spider-Man 3. It really is there are moments of greatness and there are moments of this is the worst thing I've ever seen. And then Is it balanced? No, but it's some movies like The Last Jedi shit the bed in the first 3 minutes, and then that's it, and it's just all garbage. Spider-Man 3 does have the stupid emo scene, but the fight scene between Spider-Man, Venom, and Sandman is visually interesting, and when Harry sacrifices himself, it's interesting. And then if that movie would have ended with a final swing, like Spider-Man's historically do, put it like this: if Spider-Man 3 ended, like it didn't go to the scene where Spider-Man went back to the Mary Jane's job, if it ended with something where he swung off and they just all was well, then it would have been a much better movie because it wouldn't have ended like shit too.
I have one. It comes at night.
Oh,
it shits the bed. It shits the bed about, I want to say, a third to halfway through, because then you realize that they're never gonna fucking show the monster ever. So like then you're like, oh, okay, they're gonna do this now. All right, I'm just gonna sit here and fall asleep and play my phone for the next 45 minutes. Gotcha.
Terminator 3 when Arnold goes to the gay bar, says Great Admiral Adam. That's a good one.
That's a good one too.
That's hard to look past. That really is hard to look past.
Yeah.
Ooh, excellent wardrobe Zuquin too. Elizabeth Banks wrecked the new Power Rangers movie. Yeah, that was a bad one.
I think that one got jumped when they released the fucking trailer.
I mean, I saw the greatest ever advertisement for that movie when I got a Snapchat from Jeff, and it was him in that Power Rangers filter. And it was just him going, for like 10 seconds. Whatever it was I was drinking at the time, I had to mop up. So
yes, I've never heard the story.
Because you were all we weren't exactly jazzed up for the Power Rangers movie, but because there was that suspicion, like we had that suspicious look towards it. But you went and you saw the Power Rangers movie, and then they had that fucking Power Rangers filter. I'm pretty sure it was on Snapchat. And so I get a Snapchat that says Jeff Hicks. I'm like, oh, Jeff sent me a Snapchat. What is it? And it's like a 10-second video of you with the Power Ranger filter on. You're just like, all pissed off at the movie. Damn it. I would die with a happy face thinking about that one.
That was a funny video. I thought of another movie, Lucy. That movie I thought was going to be good, but then you realize I think it happens in like the last third of the movie. You realize that nobody can ever hurt her. She can never die, and she's pretty much God. And you just don't care anymore.
All because of the 10% of her brain, bro.
That fucking that was their whole advertisement thing, and I was like, go fuck yourselves. Really, just actually go outside, pull down your pants, and fuck yourself.
Hey, Kendo.
What about what?
I found the video. Should I show it on the show?
Yes, do it.
Yes.
And then I was going to say Batman and Robin. That movie shit the bed pretty bad. Like,
yeah, well,
I was all jazzed up for it, and then I saw it. I'm like, this is fucking terrible. And I was a kid when I saw that, like 15 or 16. I was like, God, this is terrible. But yeah, no, if you got that video, fire that in there. That was.
I got it right here. Hold on, let me screen share. Folks, there you go. You want a good laugh? If Kendo's like, it's like we're going to talk about Batman one day.
Eventually, we'll get to Batman.
All right, you guys ready?
Emotional.
There it is.
Hold on. Let me reshare to make sure the sound was actually on. There we go. Sorry, folks.
I feel like a shitty RoboCop. Ah!
Here we go. Hey, where'd you go?
I feel like a shitty RoboCop. Help! Ah! The bees! My eye!
Help!
God damn, that takes me back to 2017.
Oh my God, that was
a simpler time, a better time.
Oh my God.
The fucked up part is it was.
Yep. He wasn't lying.
It's so bad that we're looking back at 2017 going, man, remember those great Halcyon days?
Jesus. It was so
Sorry,
funny.
I'm just laughing at how stupid that was. Anyway,
Hey, it made my day.
yeah, me too. Well, at least it was a nice buffer before we talk about this.
Yeah.
Actually, I felt all the fun leave my body when I looked at his face. So,
Damn. Well,
now-
he is a vampire.
yeah. Now, folks, we did cover this long form over on our DC fandom video. I think it was 90 minutes long. Yeah, we played Muller this week. You can call us Longman Jr. There you go. But Dion, you were not available to be a part of it, so I'd like you to tell us from the DC stuff, just in a minute, what did you think of everything before you get to the Batman?
Man, fucking DC is going hard in the paint, man. It's finally good to see them kind of giving a shit and everything that's coming out with what was it, fucking DC fandom or whatever. That it listen, man, I'm happy. I'm a happy DC fan. It seems like they're at least in front of the ball at this point. And they're actually taking their time. They're not trying to just be a different version of Marvel. They're actually giving a shit. So yeah, man. I mean, I'm obviously the Batpath thing, pleasantly surprised, and everything else, man. I am very surprised and very excited. I am.
Now, we'll give you the floor for the Batman trailer. What were your thoughts on the Batman trailer, Batpat, and the suit?
The suit, I fucking hate the cowl so much. Oh my god, I hate the cowl so much. Why he has a 5 head, I'll never fucking know. But the rest of the suit, I'm actually into. And again, I've only watched it like twice. But it looks, they're clearly kind of trying to emulate the vibe that we got from Joker. It's incredibly obvious, but I'm at least intrigued enough to want to watch it. I won't say that it looks good. It definitely looks intriguing, and they're definitely going and leaning very hard into the brooding motherfucking Robert Pattinson. And again, obviously I'm not a fan of the front half of the Batmobile either, but I'm enjoying the feeling of Batman figuring his shit out, like him looking like that he's working out of a fucking garage is intriguing to me. I won't say that it's outright good, but I also am damn sure not going to say that it looks bad. Again, I can't tell if it's supposed to be Riddler or Hush that they're going for with this one.
It's Riddler. Somebody
Riddler?
Somebody figured out the Riddler's clue from the trailer already.
Well, the date is with the question mark, so that's why I was thinking Riddler. The taping of the face thing is weird, but
well, it's already been announced. Paul Dano is playing him, so I mean,
okay,
yeah, that casting was kind of known before the trailer came out. But you wouldn't be crazy though, because if you're looking at it, you're like, who is this guy with a taped up face? That's supposed to be the Zodiac killer. It's a little confusing, and I think on a design front, this movie's made many a mistake. But the Penguin, we'll talk about him in a little bit. Anyway, sorry to take your thunder. Dion, is there anything else you want to add about the comment of the suit before we move on to Nick?
No. All I was saying is that I'm definitely intrigued. Like I said, my biggest issue was the cowl. People were getting up in arms about the fucking face paint thing. Get with the fucking times. We all knew that he was wearing fucking eyeshadow. But the biggest issue I had was the fucking cowl, and even the cinematography. They're shooting it like Joker, where everything's from the neck down, looking up at the actors, and that fucking annoys me because it's like Joker already did this shit. So again, I'm not too upset about it, but the cowl for me is the worst thing right now. That
what do you think about the Batmobile?
I like the back half of it, them showing the thruster, but the front end that pissed me off. I don't want to see a modded Challenger. That pisses me off as a fan. If anything, that's what the Nolan movies did good in terms of changing the Batmobile. Was that it still made sense, but it also the Batmobile is supposed to look alien and different. It's not supposed to look like DC mixed with Supernatural, and that's what pisses me off. Is they're doing this fucking Supernatural thing where it's a muscle car, it's like a muscle car, and it's not armored, and Batman didn't modify the first Batmobile by himself, and that pisses me off. But again, that's not a killer for me. That's not worse than the cowl.
I agree. Look, I got pictures pulled up now. So this is a picture from a custom figure, folks. This is not official work, so don't anyone get confused. But like somebody sat and tried to sculpt based off the trailer. There's if that's clear, because the trailer is damn dark.
Looks like a
like,
Pez.
Yeah. Well, this is a fan-made 1/12 scale, very beautifully done piece of work.
It is.
Just because we critique we don't like the Batman look does not mean it reflects this artistry. So I think this looks fantastic. Whoever sculpted this did a phenomenal job in a short period of time. I have nothing but respect for their work. I'm with you, Dion. I don't like the suit, and I don't want to steal everyone's thunder, but I do want to say one thing. I've seen an argument online made for, well, this is Batman Year 2. It's got to look low-key and low rent. It does not. To a couple reasons. First off,
rich.
Yes. Okay, answer one, he's rich. 2, Batman Begins anyone. We watched him become Batman on film. Did he start out in a broke dick suit? No, he got the armored suit from Wayne Industries. Didn't have a mask. We watched him build the cow, and by about an hour and 10 minutes in, he says, I'm Batman, and he looks like Batman. Same with the car. And now if you want to go back even further, if you want to get into the technical aspects, Batman 89, how long has he been Batman? Because everyone goes, well, it doesn't really say, but he's new to being Batman for a couple of reasons. He's a myth. The cops really don't know who he is. Nobody can get pictures of him. Nobody really knows who he is. He's this thing. People are coming in from out of town and finding out about with Vicky Vale, wanting to get a picture of Batman. So again, Batman 89, which features a fully formed bat suit, Batmobile, Bat Cave, everything is set up. It's earlier in his career. It just doesn't say it like that. I think the studios are so hell bent on trying to adapt they're trying to do two things. They're trying to capture the Nolan magic, but they're also trying to capture that younger audience with the Bat Twilight casting, and I don't think it is a good excuse anymore to say it's early in his career. You have to justify it. No. Most Batman, 2 Batman movies that started franchises were early in his career. This isn't Batfleck where he's old and grizzled. Keaton was early in his career as Batman.
Well, not only that, I hate that argument because this isn't someone joining Walmart for the first time, where they're finding their footing. Like the thing that makes year 1 of Batman so good is obviously he's figuring shit out, but it's what separates Bruce Wayne from regular people. His preparation and him using his resources. So him modding a fucking muscle car with a thruster on the back is not that's what a normal person does. Bruce Wayne's supposed to be one of the best of humanity. So that's what makes him a superhero. He's not just a regular dude who puts on a suit and has some mechanical skills. He's a motherfucking genius who finds out that he's really fucking good at beating motherfuckers up, and who is essentially a crazy person who happens to be a good guy. Like, that's the difference. And dumbing him down to be this, I'm pretty good with parts. It kind of is an annoying an annoying take on fucking Batman.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm gonna wait to watch it, but still, it's just kind of like it feels like they're trying to copy. They got the camera guy to shoot the movie from Joker, and they got the cinematographer from Seven to do the lighting for this thing.
Yeah,
because that's what I'm getting for it. I mean, and I do like that look and that aesthetic, but that's all I'm seeing from the trailer, and I can't really judge the movie on that. So I mean, I'm going to wait until I watch it to give it my, full rating. But I mean, I hope it's good. That's all. I hope it's good. It doesn't look good, but I hope it's good.
Well, another thing too, I've seen a lot of people say about him being a detective. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but in Batman 89, we watched him figure out the formula for the Joker chemical and how to fix it. And the toxin, he did it himself. Excuse me if I'm wrong, but in The Dark Knight, he pulls a bullet fragment from the wall. He takes this gun, shoots it into different types of walls, takes a computer, calculates, figures out what type of bullet it is and where it came from. So Batman with detective work, like, I'm not down on this trailer to be cool or trendy or to shit on it. I'm giving my opinion, my take on it. But the reason I want to talk about it is I'm so tired of people trying to make excuses for the goddamn thing. If you like it, if you don't like it, you can make a fully formed opinion on the trailer, or excuse me, you can make a fully formed opinion on the suit and the car with what you've seen. The wait and see approach does not work with a visual element to the film. You've seen what is there. It's not going to change magically in the film. They're not going to just randomly snap a finger or flip a switch and the suit gets better. What you're getting here in this picture is literally what you're going to get later on. You know what the film looks like. But I don't think it's fair to this film or other Batman films, like with Disney, Star Wars, and all this stuff. We want to keep giving all these films the first time you see something. It's not anymore, folks. We're at a point in entertainment where we keep rehashing stuff. Now, I personally love Batman, want to see more Batman movies. I'd watch a Batman movie in theaters if it's good every other year, forever. With that being said, though, like, stop making excuses for something just because it's new. If you like what you see, you don't have to make excuses. You like what you see, more power to you. I love to have the conversation. And if you don't like what you see, you have the same right. You're not a hater. You're not negative. You're just voicing your opinion. You're allowed to do that. We lost that right a long time ago, apparently online. But with that being said, like, just be honest. That's all I ask. Be honest about the shit. Don't make excuses. Give an opinion and just be honest.
Yeah, and also, I do not want to see his parents fucking die in this movie. Please don't goddamn do that. I know everybody knows his goddamn origin story. Him, Spider-Man, Superman. We all know the fucking origin story. Don't fucking show it.
Right.
Now, okay, this is an interesting. First off, Reading by Nature has two things. He brought up a question: is aping of the Nolan Batman? If they're aping the Nolan movies, what place do characters like Clayface or Freeze have in the Reeves films? I think we should stop aping the Nolan flicks, and the MCU has shown we can have crazy stuff, and audiences will buy it, and it will make money like you wouldn't believe.
Yes.
And but he makes another point though about how it feels like a detective story. Does it though? It looks like Seven. I guess Seven's technically crime detective story, but Heat is a great crime movie. Batman: The Dark Knight. Dark Knight felt like Heat to me. Heat with Batman. So I think that feel was already there. It just depends on, if you want looks like they're trying to do a Court of Owls, very gothic style thing. It's like if you took Nolan and Tim Burton and rolled it into one and took out some of the creativity of the Nolan or the Tim Burton stuff and you watered it down a smidge. Maybe that's what they're going to get. I don't know. Everyone's, like I said, everyone's entitled to their own opinion and being excited. I want people to be excited. I want to talk about this movie. If it's great, good. We're having a good time. We're going to watch a great Bat film. It's been many years since we've had a truly great Batman film. I'm ready. I'm ready for them to be show a good Spider-Man film too. That's all I can say.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think? Anything else you want to add about DC fandom? I mean, we already covered it in extensive detail over on the video on the channel. So, anything else you guys want to add about Batman?
No, I mean, I think I don't have anything.
Don't suck.
Just don't suck, really. Yeah.
Well, here, let's have a little fun with Batman. So there's a good picture of the Riddler, and you have to really lighten up this trailer to see anything. Because if this is going to be the Riddler look, I don't like a duct tape mask. You don't need Jim Carrey or Frank Gorshin tights, but the cartoon had him look really slick and debonair. Why can't the Riddler's got an ego about himself too?
Yeah.
I don't really like. They took away certain character traits because they're trying to emulate a certain film style. Like, once he becomes the Riddler, he barely has his face covered. Everyone, it's not even a thing like, oh, Edward Nygma, Riddler, whatever. They knew at the very beginning in the cartoon. But, I would like him to look like the Riddler. If he acts like the Riddler, depends on what Riddler you want. Do you want a Frank Gorshin, Jim Carrey Riddler, or do you want a more serious, scary Riddler who messes with Batman's head? I want the latter. I think you could have had that in the Nolan verse with Jim Carrey. I think this would have been cool to see Jim Carrey reprise his role 13 years later, even more later. I guess it would have been 2012, so whatever. But you would have him do it later, 17 years. You could have had him play it again and redefine the Riddler role. Redefine it, hopefully.
Well, I mean, and even then, I think if Jim Carrey wants to do the Riddler, it would have done the Riddler in the Nolan movies. Him being serious and seeing some of the serious movies he's done, and him playing. I think what was it, number 23? I really liked him in that. He did a pretty good job in that movie, and him playing Riddler in that kind of way would have worked really well. And it would have been interesting to see, but we didn't get that. But
yeah,
still. I'm with you. This Riddler looks like the Zodiac Killer, and it's really, I guess that's kind of the look they want to go with. Something you can't see who he is or what he is, and you just kind of have this human shaped body, and that's it. And he's a duct tape face, which is really awkward. But I get they're going. They might be going for scary, but once again, I'm with you. The Riddler was was the one that I saw in the in the 90s Batman movies, like the one in the animated series, like that's my Riddler, so
what did you guys think of Catwoman? Zoe Kravitz
looks stupid. She looks stupid.
It was weird. I think Dan said she looked stupid because of the way her beanie was on her like half face or whatever.
Yeah, she looked fucking stupid. It looked like they were going for that year one animated movie with Ben dude from OC in it, that when he voiced Batman, where she's like, got the beanie and shit on, and I'm like, yeah, I fucking hate that. No, I already hate it.
So let's read a little bit about this to have some fun. The Batman fan claims to solve the Riddler's riddle in the trailer. Wouldn't it be funny if the whole movie was built upon a specific riddle and then the internet figured it out right away and they're like, well, shit, what are we going to do now?
The internet, like these companies keep forgetting, like we're in a pandemic, we're at home, got nothing to do.
Yeah.
Don't try us right now.
So the Batman's first trailer debuted at DC Fandom with Paul Dano as the Riddler. The riddle was complete with a code. What does a liar do when he's dead? Says Jim Gordon, and he gives it to Batman during the investigation of a murder scene. Written inside a Halloween card meant for Batman, Gordon asks if the message accompanying it, having a clue, let's play a game, just me and you, means anything to the Dark Knight. Neither of them solved the riddle in the trailer, but one or some clever fans did. One on Reddit figured out the answer. He lies still. The Redditor discovered the symbol at the bottom of the code, a pattern that decodes into numerals, deciphering it into a hidden message. When the symbols repeat, it's a constant. 4 and 2 make vowels, and so on. Below is the alleged cracked code. So he lies still. If you get it, the answer has a double meaning. A dead man, but he lies still. In this case, he continues to tell lies after death. What was he lying about is the mystery. The Riddler's victim is thought to have a connection to the mayor. An election is part of the story to the mystery. It may center around both. Some might think it be connected to the secretive court of owls, who controls everything in Gotham City. Riddler's card has an owl on it. Could be dropping a hint. Later in the trailer, Riddler or someone who says in a voiceover, Batman's a part of this too, leading to him to respond, how am I a part of this? You'll see the answer in a creepy voice. So I like what I've just read. I don't like the aesthetics of this film, and I think that hurts too, because I think a lot of people are turned off to, one, the casting choice of Bat-Pat, as well as the aesthetic of the suit. It's like if you had an amazing suit and an actor, some people could look, but for me it's like you got a weird casting choice and a bad suit, and it's like, ugh, but the world sounds cool, but it's going to stick out like a sore thumb, folks, for me at least anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the suits aren't really good. The car's kind of shit, and this whole thing about bringing him back to year one is just it's not a good idea. You know, it's been done too much already, and it just doesn't need to be happening. I mean, even with Batfleck, we at least got him like, you know, at some point in his career, and he's just this grizzled old guy. Like that's a Batman I want. That's the one I want. The one who doesn't want to get up to save Gotham, but he's gonna fucking do it anyways. You know, that's the Batman I want. But instead, we get Bat-Pat and his sparkly fucking vampire car and everything, and I don't know. I have less and less faith in this movie every time we discuss it.
Yeah, like I said, mine is strictly an aesthetic thing. I hate it. I like what I just read, but will it take you out of the film? People have heard me talk about the specific costumes and characters all the time. Like Wolverine Origins is a bad movie, and they had bad costume designs. If that movie would have been exactly that, but Wolverine wore the brown and yellow suit and it looked awesome, I'd probably watch it because I think the suit looks cool. So do you get what I'm saying? Like sometimes something amazing visually can get somebody to watch something that's kind of crappy, and maybe vice versa. But I think this film could be a detriment, is what I'm trying to say. Excuse me. I'm looking at something, a topic I wanted to bring up too.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Kendo, anything else you want to say about this?
Not really. I'm kind of with Nick. The more we talk about it, the more we see of it, the less excited I am for the movie. I mean, I'll probably still go see it because it's a Batman movie, and I figure it's probably going to come in handy to know about it for the channel.
Yep.
But that's really the only reason I'm going to go see it at this point.
It's definitely a channel movie. When everything gets back to normal, all the big stuff will be channel movies. Because if anyone's new to the channel, if you just found us over the last, since post Rise of Skywalker, normally for all the big movies, we're out in theaters. We go see them at the first screening, come back, review it, build a podcast around that. So when we go back to it, when everything gets back to normal, we'll go back to that. Maybe the Batman might be the next film we cover from a theater. Who knows how things are going to go? What was I going to say? Anything else? Oh, Dion. Sorry. Your homeboy, Zack Snyder. Snyder Cut.
Listen, apparently it's good. I haven't looked at the trailer. I am purposely waiting for an opportunity for the channel to watch the actual cut. listen, everyone knows how I feel about it. Motherfuckers. Someone said Batman Forever is terrible. Fuck you. Everyone knows how I feel. Everyone running to defend Zack Snyder all of a sudden pisses me off to no end. Right now, apparently he's still the flavor of the month. He's still a fucking fraud. He's still a piece of shit. And if since fighting famous people is a thing, he's at the top of the motherfucking list. That being said, I don't give a shit. I did like Justice League. I've been very frank about that. But you motherfucking randomly putting Darkseid in it only pisses me off more because you knew it should have been in there in the first fucking place. So don't pretend that you're gonna get everyone else. You're going to pull the goddamn wool over the world's eyes. Hey, I had another cut, and it was the studio that fucked me over, and so they wanted Steppenwolf. If you are this genius motherfucker who had the keys to the kingdom, you expect me and my black ass to think and believe for a second that you didn't know to put Darkseid in a different cut? You had a longer cut that was changed at the last minute? No, bitch. The rest of these comic book wannabe tough guys may be buying your bullshit because they want DC to be better, but I see the look in your beady little fucking eyes. I know you're still a lying piece of shit, and you're a goddamn con man who can barely spell Superman, let alone direct a goddamn movie with him in it. You're still a dummy. Fucking Darkseid is not gonna save you from me, and I guarantee you, ain't nothing gonna motherfucking change just because the goddamn Snyder cut, whatever the fuck that means, came out. Fuck you.
Now, Dion, would you like me to do something that might slightly make you like Zack Snyder, just a smidge?
I'll allow it.
So, Scott Mendelson on Twitter was railing on the trailer. Now, this isn't because I agree necessarily with Zack Snyder, but I like to see this. So a trailer comes out for the Justice League Snyder Cut. It looks like the same movie. Lots of deleted scenes from the marketing campaign, but otherwise it looks like an alternate take of existing scenes. So that's on Twitter. Fucking Zack Snyder comes out and says, "You said you enjoy the theatrical cut of Justice League like you enjoy your Saturday morning cartoons. Well, this is made for grown-ups, so you're not in the demographic. Also, cool of you to comment on a leaked teaser." I love Zack Snyder did push the shit in of a guy who I won't call Scott Mendelson a pariah or a cancer because he's not that, but he always has an interestingly bad take. So it's it's funny for me to watch him get shot down from the fucking top.
That's okay. Okay, I'll give him that. All right, Snyder, I'll give you that one. Motherfucker.
The only one.
The only one I'm giving you. I'll hit you a lot less hard.
Still, aim for the neck meat.
For the neck meat.
So now, before we officially close out the show or read anything else, would you guys like to hear an update on last week's... remember how we covered the Cuties trailer and how gross it was?
Yep.
Would you like the thumbs up, thumbs down ratio?
Sure.
Absolutely.
I would.
33,000 people want this movie to be successful. Give this trailer a thumbs up, whatever. But would you like to hear can you guess the thumbs down? Folks in the chat, without guessing or without cheating, go guess. Nick, let's see what you think. What are you thinking?
2 million. 2 million thumbs down.
Okay. Kendo.
I'm going to go with 1.25 million.
Okay, Dion. Now remember, guys, keep in mind that this only has 6.7 million views. So keep it within that window.
Right. I'm gonna say what's the most disliked? I think the most disliked is at 2 something. I'm gonna say it's at 3.
3 million?
Yeah.
Well, Kendo is the closest. You said 1.25, right?
Yep.
It is 1.3 million thumbs down.
Yes.
Damn.
What do I win?
I'll buy you some beef jerky or something when you come to town.
Score.
You want skull instead? You said sure. I don't mind.
I'll take both.
Oh my god.
There you go. That was somebody said the super chat. I just wanted to read it right now. It's anyway. Moving on. It got that 1.3 million thumbs down. There we go. I don't even want to. I'm not
to answer Darian 217's question. Yes, I will go watch it this weekend.
Same here. I'm gonna go watch it this weekend.
Oh man, now I kind of gotta catch up. Shit, I have to go to a birthday party. Well, have to. I get to go to a fun birthday party. So
okay, that's good. That's good.
Well, if worst case Ontario, Nick and I can review it as part of our Sunday hangover dealy thing, and then you could just cut that and throw it on the channel.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on Sunday. I got a couple things lined up question wise for I have a wrestling question, which I'm dying to hear Dion's take on.
Ooh,
But yeah, it's a really good one too. Nick, I think you'll actually be able to, I know we talked about some deeper cuts, but you were watching when some of these questions that are going to rise up are things. So, Acid Blade 21, I'll read all these in an order, but Acid Blade 21 sent in a super chat, says, I just watched the QU's trailer. I'm trying to understand the outrage towards it. Maybe I'm jaded from the years of watching hentai.
Wow.
Our complaint last week is that Netflix took a very innocuous poster and marketing campaign and turned it into this dance squad, and they had to change their description of the film. Because if you read the description now, it says something about a girl that wants to find something, but the original review talked about finding her sexuality and twerking and something else, right, guys? Or am I?
Yeah, it was. It was like an 11-year-old girl finding her femininity or something. But also, let me be very clear about this. We're mad at Netflix.
Yes, not the director.
Right, not the director.
Right.
Not the actresses, nothing like that. We are mad at Netflix for marketing this in a very awkward, weird, fucked up way. We do not condone going to the director and giving her shit because she made a movie which is difficult, and had it shown at a pretty good film festival, which is difficult, and then got it picked up by Netflix, which is difficult. And that's a feat in yourself.
When you sell the rights to Netflix, they take over the marketing campaign, the creation of the posters and stuff. I'm actually saying, if you want to be objective and actually be a true world-class bullshitter, actually watch the movie before giving the director shit. If you want to have an opinion on the director, watch the fucking movie. Otherwise, send your ire to Netflix specifically.
Right. Yeah. It's all about Netflix. Like, we get dance troupe movies happen all the time. They've been making them for years, and they're usually aimed at younger viewers because nobody wants to go watch. What was the name of that stupid fucking dance movie that came out? Stomp the Yard? Not Stomp It. Yeah, Bring It On. It was definitely not directed. I mean, hell, when it came out, I was 21 or 2. It still wasn't directed at me. It was directed at high school kids. So we get the concept of, hey, we want to make a movie about kids dancing. No, who fucking cares? Okay, we know your target demographic. It was the way Netflix took it and turned it into some kind of weird sexualization of children thing, and that's who we hit hard about that. So aim all your hate at Netflix.
It's all gross, and I'm not. Look at somebody had sent a super chat asking about the thumbs up, thumbs down. I ain't watching this shit. I ain't behind it. It's gross. It's wrong. It's not for me, and I'm staying away from it. You'll never see a review on this channel. You'll never hear us defend the fucking thing. We're not going to that business. That movie can go disappear into the ether. I don't give a shit about it. We said what we wanted to say. We stand by what we said last week. If you need to hear more, that was addressed.
It's just more fuel to the 20 dumpster fire.
Yep. It's fucked up. Let's see. We just read TLJ Screwjobs. Okay, Dean Domino, thank you very much. He says, also for 40K, pretty sure War Boys from Fury Road were heavily influenced by the 40K orcs. Now, those are the dudes that huffed the paint and all that shit, right? It's a glorious day, Dion, that's their name?
Yep. Witness me. Furiosa?
Yep. I gotta watch that again, dude. I gotta watch that. I cannot wait.
I love it. One of my favorite Blu-ray purchases of the last 5 years.
Oh, dude, it's so good. Does that one come up with the black and white version on it as well?
No, I got the one that came out right when the movie left theaters. I didn't get the black and white version yet.
Gotcha.
Let's see. Leo Breaker 49 says Gotham Knights is made by this team that made Arkham Origins. The OG team, Rocksteady, is making the Suicide Squad game. Thanks for the entertainment. Okay, so I never bought into the Arkham Origins games because you didn't get Kevin Conroy and whatchamacallit, Mark Hamill as the Joker. So I was behind. I was like, no thanks. But I did pick up Arkham Knight. But that being said,
that game was great.
It was great. I know people dump on it. Yeah, the Batmobile stuff was a little extraneous, but come on, that shit was cool.
The rest of the game was fantastic. It was fantastic.
Yeah, with that, the Suicide Squad game looked kind of fun though. I gotta say, I liked what I had seen. I still think it looks better than the Arkham Origins game. If I have to, like, guys, you got to play one. I'm gonna pick Suicide Squad game over the Arkham Origins. So.
Arkham Origins gets unjustly shit, and it's actually a good game. The voice acting's annoying. The story's actually really good. It gets shat on. That being said, if you got a game, Rocksteady is a company you can fucking trust, and I'm actually excited to check out the Suicide Squad game because they did the Mad Max game too, so they know what they're fucking doing.
Ooh, that Mad Max game was fun as hell, man.
It was awesome. It was
yeah.
awesome.
Let's see, Infinite Wonder. Thank you very much. He says at some point you need to play Gorka Morka 40K game where you play as Mad Max orcs. Watch Ark's video on the game first, though, for lore reasons.
Listen, you guys keep sending in stuff about Warhammer 40K. I'm getting excited hearing about all the shit you can do. Okay.
Right. We told you, give us a starting point and we'll go.
Yeah, we just need we need a starting point for sure.
Let's see. Andrew Clark asks, did I read Super Chat's order? Actually, Andrew Clark, you're the next person. He says, WCBF, happier and with your mouth open. Says Andrew Clark. We are a little behind on him, folks. We got into some topics, deeper into the topics tonight. But yeah. I gotta say, that seems like a pejorative phrase towards us, but since we coined it, you can't really hurt us.
That's right. We steered into that one, man. We took it back.
Yeah.
We're taking it back, Kenda. Thank you. Basosaurus woke reeks for both of these. Thank you very much. He says, and get Jessica Negri for your party pooper vid.
Ooh. I mean,
yeah.
I like everything that I've ever seen that woman do. So I'm in.
Yeah, she's fucking hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Barney the Spaceosaurus woke reeks against his cuties just surpassed Ghostbusters 2016 as the most disliked movie trailer on YouTube. Look it up. That's why.
Jeez.
Fuck that movie. It's a piece of shit. I wish Netflix would just pull.
Yep. And yeah. No need for it. Just like Ghostbusters 2016. No need.
Well, for different reasons, completely different reasons. One is just
completely different reasons. Yeah, don't get me wrong. One is just an abomination that should not exist, and the other one is Ghostbusters 2016 that should also not exist. So
it's so weird how you can flip that either way. Like, snap your fingers, make them both disappear. Well, you know what? I want Ghostbusters 2016 to still exist because it really helped us in a lot of ways. So,
you know what? You're kind of correct on that one. Yeah, because you could say, well, it's okay to turn these movies and take them and do things with that. They can be really successful. Just say, now, how about you watch this movie? I want you to sit here for the next hour and 45 minutes of your life, and then I want you to come back to me and give me that same opinion again and say it with a straight fucking face.
Huh? Our friend Screwby Steak says, sup, bullshitters. Another one that did the social currency was the Orville, though it was more based on up versus down votes. I did see that episode. It also called out those Vapid Harpy claw shows, and its bias in media. How prophetic.
Yeah, dude. Orville is a Star Trek that we need that we're not getting from the people who make Star Trek. I hope we get more. I hope we get more seasons of that because it's a damn good show. So.
Yeah, put that on the screen for Kokoshi. That's the thing that's happening later this year. So be on the watch, be on the lookout.
Yeah.
We want to give you guys every form of entertainment we can. But Screwby Steak, the Orville is such a good show. I've only watched a handful of episodes, but every episode I've watched, I liked. The only one that I was kind of not like 100% on board for, and it wasn't even a bad episode, it was the one where the doctor and her two kids crash on the planet, and then they go into the slums, and she has to kill the mutant guy or whatever. Like, it was fun, but I just didn't love that episode. Other ones, like one where the girl was the statue or whatever, and the people thought she was a religious feature or character. She kept coming back to the planet or whatever. That was fun and interesting. That really plays on the whole Prime Directive Star Trek thing about, you're not supposed to interact with other lower societies or whatever to alter their history. Like, shit, that was so cool. And the Orville is, much like Galaxy Quest is the best Star Trek film since maybe the Voyage Home. The Orville is the best Star Trek show in decades. I don't claim to be a know-it-all, a font of knowledge for Star Trek, but Picard, Discovery, Lower Decks isn't hitting with the hardcore fans, isn't hitting the numbers with anybody. But I think it was the Scott Bakula series. Was it Enterprise?
Yeah,
that one.
No, that was Deep Space Nine.
whatever. No. And
either way, he never went home again.
Don't remind me, man. Don't remind me. But no, even that series, I remember people complaining about that, like, oh, Star Trek's supposed to move forward. I'm just like, yeah, but this is a really good series.
Yeah,
even though
Enterprise is dope.
even though UPN had to, like, cancel it because they were running out of money. So
And the fans brought it back. They did petitions and shit, and they
Yeah.
brought it back for a fourth season because of the fans.
yeah, definitely.
So let's see. Up next, we have Scottskio2. Thank you very much. He says, if Winnie the Pooh says Activision has to remove cutscenes, levels, or entire missions from the game, I won't be shocked if Activision bends the knee. I won't either, Skotsky.
Oh man, that's that's harsh if that's going to be the case for the Winnie the Pooh release. So I don't know.
No, Nick, you missed it. They're making fun of the guy who runs the country. Everyone keeps.
Oh no! I'm fully. That's why. That's why I said the Winnie the Pooh release. That's
maybe that's what they should start doing. There you go. So anytime you want to make something and you want it to sell it in China, but you don't want to have to alter it, you create the real version for everybody else, and then you create the Pooh version. It's the Pooh edit, and then you send it out to China and just call it the Pooh edit.
Yeah, because I saw that. I saw that on the news. I saw that on, like, what is it? Some comedy news show years ago, and I was like, oh, okay, I understand what they're doing now. Yeah.
There's not to talk about South Park, but there's, Jeff, if you haven't seen Banned in China.
I have not. Is it a newer episode?
It was from this last season, one that I'd missed. I'd missed season 23, so they've been recording on. I've been recording them, and the second episode, it's called Banned in China, BAND in China. Randy goes to China in order to try to sell his weed for Integrity Farms to the Chinese because he wants to capitalize on the Chinese market. I'm not going to tell you everything that happens in this episode because there's a lot of good belly laughs from the shit going on around him. But one of the things he has to do in order to pledge fealty to the Chinese government and sell his weed to China is he has to assassinate Winnie the Pooh because the head of China is not happy about the fact that Winnie the Pooh exists because of all the people say that he looks like Winnie the Pooh.
Dude, you sold me because I already love Randy. He's my favorite character on the show.
Oh yeah,
but yeah.
You'll love later seasons then, because when he wants to become a weed farmer and create Integrity Farms, it's pretty much Randy-centric episodes.
Good. He is absolutely the best. The kids are fine, Kyle, Stan, Cartman, and Kenny. But my God, Randy and the shit he gets into is the Lord episode last night. I laughed so hard.
Yeah, Lord. Yeah. Oh yeah, Lord.
Yeah. TLJ Screwjob, thank you very much. He says, also, Jeff, sorry if my IR Batman and Catwoman relationship comment offended you. What I meant was that SJWs will go on for 2 months and stop. Oh, don't apologize, dude. I don't get offended at comments and stuff. Believe me, we've developed a very thick skin about a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
Video, comics, all kinds of stuff. Believe me, people being where you are in the public sphere, even at this level, people come out of the woodwork to try to tear you down. And thankfully, we just kind of don't care. So, but no,
see some of the things that people have said to us.
Yeah, but TLJ Screwjob, honestly, you don't have to apologize about shit, dude. No one's offended at anything, dude.
No.
Let's see. Adam Wofford says, also, we're going into a new Cold War with China, so companies will suffer like Hollywood and video game companies. They will lose money. Yes.
Always. I mean, yeah, and they're going to lose money because hopefully that'll be because they make a conscious decision of not pandering to them and not bending the knee. And I think that will benefit. I think that'll give them. I think if we hear later when a company doesn't do that, people will more likely support them because of that action. But we'll see when it happens, man. We'll see when it happens.
Yeah. It's funny how the Transformers example, and that was one thing I was kind of pissed. I made this video at the very beginning of the year talking about the Star Wars China problem. I do recommend you guys check out all of our videos, obviously. But and I did find out, guys, Comics Division told me that he's like, I didn't know you guys still made videos. Comics Division, and he was still had this little bell notification turned on. Even he couldn't find our shit. So there is something on YouTube. But with that being said, though, watch the China video because Transformers is the perfect allegory for what happens when an American product, even though technically it's a Japanese product that was brought over to America and changed up. I get it, please. I don't need the semantics of Transformers. But Transformers, American production, Paramount Pictures. Anyway, the Chinese market really was catered to with Transformers 3, I believe it was, or maybe it was 4. No, 3. That's the 4 is the Mark Wahlberg one, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
So the one before the Mark Wahlberg one, 3, the final Shia LaBeouf one where they go to China and all
the moon or whatever.
all bullshit to me. But like they really bent the knee to China. They had that little weird milk in a box. It took place over there and stuff. And then the Chinese audience just stopped caring about Transformers and they stopped making Transformers movies in that timeline and they went to the Bumblebee stuff. So companies should use the Transformers as an example of what happens when you only want a specific demographic and you will make a movie to cater to them. You'll eventually lose out.
I feel like Resident Evil was the same way as well. Didn't that happen with them as well? Like they made the movies and China really loved them. And they just started making them for them only, really, and that's what they made their money for all those movies.
Yeah. Did you guys hear about Resident Evil getting a remake?
Yep. Through Netflix.
Yep.
What do we think?
No,
Not gonna be good.
No.
Thanks.
No, man.
Keep Mila Jovovich away from it.
Netflix I think is the worst at picking up shows and trying to continue them, because look what happened with Black Mirror. It was good in the beginning and then it became kind of shitty.
I think that's what people need to realize when they're like, oh, they announced something and we're like instantly like, because we always take into account, 1, what the production is, and 2, who produces it. And Nick, you hit the nail on the head. When Netflix takes over something, it usually becomes lesser. I hope Cobra Kai is not the case, because Cobra Kai seasons 1 and 2. Well, season 1 is fantastic. Still haven't seen 2, but I'm a very big fan of Cobra Kai. And if Netflix does something to change the feel of it, then I'll have a big problem, because change for the sake of change doesn't work necessarily. Sometimes you get a company that wants to change it to make it more like there's like the WWE. They always got to change up a wrestler. I'm surprised AJ Styles gets to use his name, but they always got to make it his own creation. And I think Netflix has that too, because I actually have from an officially blue checked mark YouTube channel with the picture of the script, and the description is, when the Wesker kids move to New Raccoon City, the secrets they uncover might just be the end of everything.
Oh, fuck.
That's so terrible.
Horror franchise is coming.
Oh, Jesus. Well, okay, for instance, like the Expanse went from sci-fi to Amazon. Mm-hmm. The only thing that changed were the length of the episodes and the fact that they could use profanity more and probably show tits. That's it. Other than that, they emulated the book from that season correctly. It was wonderful. Yeah, they just threw them more money. That's what happened, and that's it.
Well, hopefully that's what they do with this. Because, do you think Resident Evil is a franchise that either 1 should be continued and 2 does it have a chance after the Mila Jovovich?
No, because we're done with zombies, man. We're done with zombies. It's over with. I mean, the last thing that came out that could have. Well, we know that from Double Tap, from Zombieland Double Tap. Nobody watched that movie, even though I thought it was kind of good. Nobody cared about it.
Yeah, exactly. I was a little disappointed with it, but the zombie craze is over. I'm waiting for The Walking Dead to get canceled. Like, they're making 2 Walking Dead movies, Jeff. How can you say that? Because I'm a part of society, and zombies aren't popular anymore. Nick and I worked at horror conventions when zombies were the craze, and then you bounce compared to now. There really isn't a pop culture craze right now. No, not for zombies. You got to give that shit like 15 years to kind of just weed out, get it to the point where nobody knows about it, and then it'll come back up and somebody will make something different or whatever, or maybe something similar. Who cares? It'll happen. Maybe there'll be the reunion for like your Return of the Living Dead or something. I don't know.
Yeah, zombies peaked in like 2010. Yeah, so as I say, I'm pretty sure by the time Left 4 Dead 2 had, you'd played everything you could do on that. That's when it's kind of like, all right, zombie craze. Personally for me, it was over, and it's just like we got to go a different direction. When people started walking around buying copies of the zombie survival like handbook shit, and you'd see people driving around with those stupid fucking decals on the back of their car that says zombie survival, vehicle or something like that. It's like, okay, this shit's stupid. Stop it.
Yeah, 2010, 2012 was, I think, the peak of it. It's like, all right, we're done. Thanks.
God, Left 4 Dead 2, though. Such a good game.
So much fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Thankfully, that game actually works on the Xbox One X, which means it'll work on the Series X. So eventually, when we do have WCBS Gaming, I think we need to have a Left 4 Dead party and stream that.
Ooh, I'm totally down.
I am down.
Both of those games. I stayed up all night one night just to get the Red Mist achievement.
Oh, God.
So I wanted it so bad.
Left 4 Dead 2 would be a great stream, says Tim Riggs. Well, Tim, we all have that game, don't we?
I can acquire it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can get it. Not a big deal.
Left 4 Dead 2. Okay, so Dion, down the road when the Twitch channel does stuff, I'll be like, oh, Dion, you don't have an Xbox or the game. Hold on, let me take care of that. So we get some sponsorship deals and make that a thing.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll get fucking matching hats and those gamer things, and we'll be like, yeah, bro, let's do it. You know what we should do? Well, hold on, I'll tell you off air because that's a really good idea, and I don't want somebody else
Be full of
to
zany antics.
Yeah, definitely.
Welcome to our Twitch stream. We're gonna play Left 4 Dead 2.
Hold on,
like those guys.
Chat right now.
That's creepy. That voice is creepy. Kenna, don't do that anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's accurate to the zany newsman.
It is.
Hold on one second. Keep talking for a second. I'm telling you my idea.
Okay, good.
All right. So, yeah, Left 4 Dead 2 is a fun game. I really loved it. I tried to do all the it's one of the few games I tried to be an achievement whore over. Same thing with the first one. Killing zombies, teamwork, all that cool shit. The online was the fun part too. Where like you'd have teams that you were either the zombies or you were like the people, and so that was a lot of fun. I took a lot of pleasure in like essentially being like a zombie guy that would like hide the liquor thing that you'd fucking grab people to your tongue, just snatching them off the ground off the side of a building. That was it would happen to you, and you would get so fucking flustered and pissed off when it happened to you. Just being able to do it back to people. I'm like, I know somewhere some like 13-year-old kid is losing his shit right now. And that makes me feel fulfilled as a person.
Dude. Yeah. The online stuff was so much fun. Oh man, it was great.
So did you guys read the message? You like the idea?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Well, that could be one of our things on the Twitch channel. Let's see. TLJ Screwjob says also, and about the COD trailer, learn from history or be doomed to repeat it. Yet they censor stuff. Dude, TLJ Screwjob, have you heard the story about how they want to take history out of school? Come on. It's funny how it's like, can it get any dumber? Yeah, it can. Every week, something dumber happens.
Yeah, I just quit asking that question now. I'm just like, it's going to, I just make a statement now. It's going to get dumber. It's just going to get dumber.
Oh, guys, while we're on the topic of gaming, tomorrow is the PS5 pre-order, and they said they have limited things, so I think you need to sign up to get a pre-order link or some shit. So if you're interested, anybody out there, just not even just us on the channel, but like everyone in the world that wants a PlayStation 5, if you do, tomorrow I think is the day. So be on the lookout at like, oh shit, did I set an alarm for that? I might have set the alarm. Oh no, I know I set an alarm, because you know where we would have been today if the COVID hadn't happened?
Oh Jesus.
Star Wars Celebration would have been today.
Oh, no shit. I completely forgot about that.
Wow.
Thanks, COVID.
And you want to hear something messed up? You know how last year they had like a themed shirt? Guess who this year's themed shirt is?
Chewbacca.
Solo and Chewbacca.
God damn it.
Well, they're not doing it until 2021 anyway, so
2022.
2022. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Well, we'll be there.
Well, where's it at?
I don't know.
It's gonna be it's gonna be on the moon where the disease doesn't exist.
I mean, I'll go. That's fine. I thought you were going to say something like Chicago again.
If it isn't Chicago, I'm not going. I'm sorry.
Or Boston or some other place I don't want to fucking go.
Dude, we had such a fun time in Chicago.
We did, but it's still Chicago.
Yeah, that's true. It's still Chicago.
Well, our friend Sci-Fi 4 Me TV, guys, check out his channel. Really great dude. He says Anaheim in 2022. So
all right, Analheim,
okay,
here we go.
All right,
that's we can launch that channel.
If I still live out here, then sure, I mean I'm going no matter what. But if I still live out here, it'd be very convenient for me.
There you
go. Stratus Radio Blues, thank you very much for your very generous super chat. He says, if you want to see a rabbit hole, read the timeline of Red Candle. Their games were the very first ones to get news coverage of China's censorship and popularized the Winnie the Pooh meme. Well, I'm taking a picture of that so we can go down that rabbit hole when I have a little free time. Thank you very much, Stratos Radio Blues. You guys haven't heard of that, have you?
No, have not.
Taker 610, we did read yours again, but we read yours and addressed it, but I will read it again. Did you guys recall the effort after 9/11 to remove any of the depictions of Twin Towers in games / movies? Different situations, similar in its execution. Taker 610, as you know, we went into details about that one. So you heard it. We saw it right away and we addressed it. But thank you very much, and thank you for everyone who's been sticking around to hear everything. The Accursed Hunter 01, cool name, says Call of Duty, Cold War, had my interest. Now I won't buy the game out of principle. Activision couldn't even pass the welcome mat before shooting themselves in the foot. Accursed Hunter 01, I always have to take into account, saying certain things publicly, but I too feel very similar. Like I asked the guys, I was kind of excited for Call of Duty. I've been playing the remaster and I've been playing the the Modern Warfare 2 remaster. So I was like, cool, it's gonna happen. And then now I'm kind of jaded. So I'm with you, man. Hey, you're not alone. Swinging Cod says, if there's any communists in the chat, I'm offering a free helicopter ride. I guarantee you before it's over, you'll feel like you can fly.
Oh my God.
Let's see. We also have Adam Wofford, who says another Warhammer 40k random fact. First off, Adam, thank you for your giant super chat. He says another Warhammer 40k random fact. The Space Marine chapter Black Templars have so much faith in the God Emperor of mankind that might be Doomcock that their tanks without anyone in it will hunt down their enemies.
Once again, give us a place to start for this stuff so we can start.
Well, I believe we do have one in a second. I think it was Infinite Wonder that did give us a recommendation, but the Black Templars have so much faith in the God Emperor of mankind that might be Doomcock. What I like, they better make a damn good Warhammer movie one day, because it sounds like they have Dr. Coffin. I'm reading your shit.
Didn't they make one once?
No, they made they made a World of
Warcraft one.
Yeah, Warcraft. Yeah.
I thought they maybe not. Could be wrong. I thought there was something. But...
El Gallo de Oro says the Disney Star Wars made me want to Von Erich myself. Well,
Damn,
El Gallo de Oro, Von Erich. And by the way, since we're talking about Doomcock in the chat, Doomcock will be on the High Council this week. So, folks, get your hails ready, because the Overlord DVD ruler of the middle of the earth is going to be joining us live for the first half of the show. So
not to be confused with Sauron, ruler of Middle Earth.
Yes. Now, if you're going to join us on Tuesday night for the High Council and you want to hail Doomcock and all that stuff, you got to catch us in the first 90 minutes. So whatever's going on Tuesday, if you want to stream with Doomcock, make sure that you guys join the High Council at the very beginning of the show. Chuck E. Cheese, thank you, Archie, says, friends don't let friends watch a glittering Twilight Batman.
It's not glittering, it's sparkling. There's a difference.
There's a difference. Jeez.
God
Well,
damn.
you know what? I won't. We'll do it for you guys so you don't have to. That's all I can
right.
say.
That's our motto. We watch the shitty movies so you don't have to.
Okay, they did make a Warhammer movie, Jesse. It was terrible. Says, okay.
I thought I remember that happening.
Let's see. Infinite Wonder says it's not a boiler, it's a bolter. Yes, pistols. Bolters come in pistol and rifle format. Thank you very much, Infinite Wonder. We did read those. Bobby James says, Jeff, check this out if you haven't already. If not, what do you think? LOL. Oops, I clicked on a link and it took me out of the studio. Shit.
Oops,
Crap. No, I'm still on my stream. StreamYards is right there.
Studio.
I was in studio. Yeah.
That'd be terrible. I've done that before.
Oh, I know. I watched you yeet yourself on air.
Ha 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 ha. Is that what that means? I never know what that means.
Well, Bridget used it, and so I used it because it made me feel like, less terrible.
I'm a fucking boomer when it comes to that shit. I don't know what anything means.
You definitely are a boomer.
The world's youngest boomer.
So, Bobby James, I will check that out in a minute. I'll keep the window open to check it out after the stream, because after this stream, I'm going to be over on Mindless Entertainment with Jesse, as well as Tom from Midnight's Edge After Dark, for an very in-depth Bill and Ted Face the Music review. For those who didn't get enough out of the review from the channel at the very beginning, you guys are going to get a very, very well thought out, articulated reason why you should go see Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Party on, dudes.
And be excellent. Well, you have to be excellent to each other first. So Adam Wofford does say, for the third Warhammer 40k random fact, the alien race orcs paint vehicles red or blue because they believe it makes them go faster. Blue is lucky.
Orcs build things that don't really, how my brother explained it to me, orcs build things that don't really, theoretically shouldn't work for engineering, but have just enough magic that it makes it work anyway.
Oh.
And I think that's kind of amazing.
Well, we're going to be checking it out soon, so we'll be there. Let's see. We also have our friend Acid Blake 21 says, I just watched the Cuties trailer. I'm trying to understand the outrage towards it. Maybe I'm jaded from the years of watching hentai. We did read that one already. We did address that already, Acid Blade 21. So thank you very much, and everyone that's commenting on it. Dean Holtzoffel says, Jeff, if you haven't, check out Fantastic Four Antithesis book 1 of 4 came out today, and it's written by Mark Waid and Neil Adams, drawn by him too, without woke. See, now it's weird to hear that Mark Waid wrote a non-woke comic book, because I've heard Well, your boy Zach, I follow his stuff, or used to follow his stuff, and I've seen a lot of Mark Waid's comments and his actions. With that being said, though, I'm a huge Neil Adams fan. I have worked for him personally. I met the guy. He's a very interesting fellow, and I love his work. Even to this day, I don't think he lost his touch, like a lot of artists. So I have nothing but respect for Neil Adams, and I'm willing to read it for Neil. I have no personal interest in a lot of Mark Waid work, but Neil Adams will always get my time. So, Dean, thank you very much. I also heard if you want a comic a recommendation, one of my friends from, what's the name of the store? Comics Elite. Check them out if you're looking for online books and stuff. They told me that the new Batman book, what was it called, like 3 Jokers or 4 Jokers, is excellent. I've been told it was the best Batman book in a decade. So if you guys are looking for good comics, Dean recommends Fantastic Four Antithesis Book 1, and our friend over from Comics Elite recommends the Joker book, Batman 3 Jokers. So check it out. TLJ Screwjob says, have Nick Rekieta and Az on the show for 40K stuff. TLJ Screwjob, we're definitely going to reach out to Az, and I'll ask Nick Rekieta. Never talked to him personally, but he seems to be friendly with a lot of channels we are friends with. So yeah, and when we do it, we're going to have experts. Claustoric sends in a super chat of a peach butt, or a peach, excuse me, my brain went to butt. I'm looking at Jesse, sorry. Adam Wofford, though. Claustoric, thanks for joining us, man. I know you missed the Good Morning Pop Culture stuff, but one of these days we'll bring it back just for you and just for everybody else. Adam Wofford, here's the one, guys, you said about starting.
Jeff, you sound a little muffled there, buddy.
Oh, am I better?
There you go.
Okay. Horace Hearsay for the books. It set up how the universe ends up. The book series will still come out. I started with Dark Imperium book, also the Beast book. Okay, so Adam taking a picture. Guys, maybe we'll tell me when you're ready. I'll send you guys I'll send you guys each the same Warhammer book, and we'll kind of start out together. How's that?
Sounds good.
Do it.
I mean, fuck, even down the road. Okay, hold on. Even at that, what we'll do is we'll just you can even play it on Twitch down the road. Who knows?
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Daniel Edwards says Randy Marsh is the most progressive character of South Park with his wife and native lover. I love him so much. Now, Diego Flores says, Jeff, did they give you the Warhammer book for the iPhone? I sent it to the WCBS email. There's all the basic lore for your start. Kendo, can you send that to me today, please?
All right.
Oh, our first fan is still listening to us, guys. Up next, we have our friend Tim Riggs, who says, if you want a lore introduction to 40K books, I'll get you one on the the Eisenhorn trilogy in ebook format. Sure, Tim, if you guys want to send us anything like that. Are you on Facebook, Tim, or do you have another way to contact me? Because
I think I think Tim might still have Facebook Messenger. I don't know if he does or not, but I mean, I think that's how we communicated before. But we'll find a way. We'll find a way.
Just like life.
Yeah, it always finds a way.
I think. Wait, I think we have. Are you in? Wait, I got your phone number. Just text me, dude. What the hell? Just shoot me a text. We'll talk about that. Yeah, I'd love to get a copy of that.
Yes, Tim, we do too. Don't worry.
Yes.
He also says, if you want something visual, I would recommend the Hell's Reach. It's an animated fan film, one dude using an audiobook, and it's so damn good, the owners of 40K hired him to do the real series, or a real series. Well, picture of that, too, for Hell's Reach. Yeah, I'll watch it. I watched the Astartes thing, so that was pretty fun. Actually, it was really fun. It was pretty cool. So, yeah. Our friend Rack Eats Masha says, the orcs are the best. All right, Tim, I'll text you right now. I'll text you on air. Lacking Levels says, what do you guys think of Marvel's Avengers? I like it, but I can see why it's very repetitive. I also think the story is good from what I've seen. Lacking Levels, thank you for asking that question about like the gameplay and stuff. Gameplay looks fine. I hate the visuals. I won't be buying this game currently. If I want to say what game looks better, I will say I personally think the Suicide Squad game looked more realistic. Now, is it fair to go, well, Jeff, that game's not out and all this stuff? Yeah, but we're at the end of a very powerful cycle, and the game just doesn't look that good. So, Lacking Level, I personally won't be playing it. Kendo, Dion, Nick, you guys have anything you want to add to it?
I mean,
Not really.
I'll wait till it comes out. I'm definitely not waiting for the night that it's released, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll have demos out before that. I hope that I'll try to download one of those and play them and see how it is. But yeah, I'm gonna try to demo it first before I put some money down for it.
Our friend Andrew Cole says, Jeff, sent you the Beyond Tomorrow email today. Kendo, just send me all emails. Can you start forwarding me some emails, dude? we're gonna build, or when we build our website, which we already have the domain and everything, we'll have a new email account for every guy, and you can definitely just contact
I'm
me.
actually reading his email right now. Props on the name because he's a famous Manchester United striker. Good for you, sir. Good for you.
And then finally, our last super chat of the night comes from our first fan, Noah R. He says, "Love you guys. Thanks for 4 years of bullshit." And Noah's been there. Since the beginning. He is our first real fan that was on the old podcast episodes and went off and I think he went off to school and stuff and did his own thing, but he's still listening. So that is a perfect way to end the show, guys. I mean, Nick, Kendo, you guys. Well, no, Nick and Dion, you would remember Noah R because you've been here since.
Yep. Yeah, I remember. I remember the name. I remember the name. Yeah.
Not to get too sad, but it's cool that people have stuck with us, since the very beginning. So it means a lot from all of us here at the channel. We do it for you guys because we love to do it. It's a lot of fun. So I think we've had another fun show, covered Bill and Ted, Call of Duty stuff, hit all the notes, had a very, a densely packed show. And the DJD show, he's a longtime listener here. He's here too. So folks, Nick, Kendo, Dion, anything you want to say before we put this baby to bed?
No, man.
All right. Miss Ninja Julian, I want to get that game, so you can read my mind, apparently. So, folks, remember, check us out each and every week. Tomorrow I got a long Star Wars video. It's like 22 minutes, so check it out. It's got a lot of interesting stuff. I break down the Kathleen Kennedy information about her, wanting to step back from Star Wars and why it's a bunch of BS. We'll be back. I'll have another video on Monday. This Saturday, I'm actually going to take a recommendation from a listener. Said, Jeff, will you review one of your Mafex figures? So since it's DC week around the world, I'm going to review the Mafex Batman Hush figure. Come back on Saturday. It'll be a little different, a little differently produced. It's my first time doing a toy video, so hopefully you guys like it, but I'm excited for it. And like we always say, folks, Thursdays belong to the bullshitters, so come back next week, same time, same channel. Make sure all your notifications and crap are turned on, because we're going to come back to pushing the shit of the world of pop culture. So from all of us here at the channel, thank you, good night, and always be excellent to each other.
.com